good at that.
You're not good at what? Just any other type of communication?
Yeah, I'm just like not a. I got a lot of stuff going on, dude. A lot of stuff.
Oh, you're an important guy.
No, I didn't say that. I just have a lot of stuff going on. I don't know how important I am. I think
Well,
very little.
do you, like if I was to call you, say, would
I
that would work better for you?
Yes, like and actually, you know what would work even better
What's that?
if you text me, "Hey, FaceTime me, dude," and I'll be like, "All right, cool."
Oh,
And I'll FaceTime you and actually talk to you or instant. We could do the video thing on Facebook.
we could do this even because I have this. I mean,
Oh.
I have options galore.
Yeah, I'm not good at the random. I get yelled at all the time for everybody like, "Hey, you didn't comment on my thing," and I'm like,
Oh, I don't expect you to comment on anything.
I read it and I looked at it and I opened that up in front of a lot of people and
I just wanted you to see the petite blonde girl with a surprise. With a surprise.
with the
I figured,
surprise,
yeah, I figured
uh,
that would, at least get
make
a guffaw or something.
I like a showing,
Showing.
maybe a
Um,
showing.
so I made that, and I'll give you a little bit of backstory. Hey guys, welcome. We're live, by the way. This would
Hello,
be
kids,
the
savages.
shelf help show.
Shuff, 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 shuff.
News, traffic, and weather.
Yeah, on the nines.
That's a transplanted devil.
Trans testicle
Trans
devil.
testicles, yeah. And this is
Yes, thank you.
Dadbod biker beard. And I did the Dadbod biker beard today. What do you think?
Yeah, you're looking very biker.
I don't know about this. Might have to kick my own ass, but I can get away with it on the bike.
Well, I right now you look like a biker that likes Lord of the Rings.
Ooh, okay. I don't know if that's good. How about this?
Hey, you know what? There's an audience for everything.
Uh, the leather's a different color, but whatever.
I'm intimidated.
Yeah, would you get out of my way in a grocery store?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell the story of that GIF that I sent you in just a second. But last week I was very aware of the cultural and racial insensitivities that had happened when the 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 Joe Rogan Watch team, put out that N-word clip video of him, because he should be taken down. So me being very aware of sensitivities between myself and the African American community, I was driving home from work. Yeah, I work in the office. Yeah, I know it's dumb. I was driving home from work, and I drive a Kia, a Monte. It looks like a Lincoln kind of, or it's a town car looking vehicle, right? Silver. Just wait for it. Picture that silver limo tint windows. So you live in the desert, you need limo tint. I'm driving home and I'm on SoundCloud and I'm listening to hip hop artist Futuristic. He flows well, quick, fast, spitting bars, quite entertaining. I stumbled across him maybe the day before. I never heard of him before. I do listen to some hip hop. It kind of comes and goes. So I've got him up. It's got an Infinity sound system in it. So with no boombox, it's got big enough speakers everywhere else it shakes. So I'm trying not to be too obnoxious. I'm cruising down River Road, and I'm leaning back because my back hurt. And I had this song because I just got it like the day before. So I didn't have my shades on. So I'm cruising like this. I don't realize what I'm representing at this point. I pull up a bunch of cars we have to stop, and I see this motion out of my peripheral, and I glance over. There's an African American gentleman, probably about my age, in a crossover SUV that apparently was his wife's. He didn't look proud to be in it. He, he didn't. He was wearing a shirt and tie. So we're in rush hour traffic, and here I am. I cruise. I look over at him. I give him a what's up. He gives me a like this. Mm. So I turn it up. Boom, boom. This guy's spitting bars really fast. Bam, bam, and he's just like, yeah, 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 yeah. I grab my shades. Light turns green. I say, yeah, brother. I was like, look at that. Look what I did there. I felt as if there was some cultural appropriation going on. Is it what do you call it?
Misappropriation.
Misappropriation. But I didn't intend for any of that to happen. I just happened to have the hat on. So without the shades and without this stuff, and I was wearing a black T-shirt or whatever. You know, you can go with whatever. It could be a do rag. It can be whatever. I just recognized when I saw myself in the rearview mirror, and I'm playing this young person's hip hop. 48-year-old Dadbod biker beard, just booming, and I got mad props. And right there, between me and you know, Vel Johnson or whatever his name was, we healed all the damage that Joe Rogan had apparently done to this world over time. And it
You're
was
doing
funny.
your part, dude. You're doing your part.
And on top of that, I realize I'm low on gas as I'm, stomping into this thing. It gets like 17 miles to the gallon. Anyway, I'm like, I think it said 32 miles like 42 miles ago. So I'm coming down Fort Lowell, and depending on where you stop on Fort Lowell, it's a different type of person. I wasn't sure where this type of person was, but I realized came around Oracle, Fort Lowell, heading east. And I'm like, yeah, I'm really getting kind of low. I'm going to hit this Circle K on the corner. Now, Circle K's on the corner in Tucson are a hot spot for homeless and whatnot. Now, I'm not saying there's anything like California. Trust me, it's not. But, we have our messes. Hey, welcome to the show. Show, Dadbod Biker Beard, Johnny T. Just telling a story. I happen to pull over at the Circle K where I'm not kidding. I pull up, and it looks like the inmates just escaped. Kid you not. And it looks like Atlanta. And I was like, here I am again. What are the chances? So here's why I say, what are the chances? I'm talking to Becky on the phone. Rebecca. I say Becky for the show. She goes by Becky on the show. Talking to her on the phone, and I'm telling her about I just, healed racial wounds. You're welcome. And I zip around the corner, I'm like, whoa! There's many more of my brothers from another mother here. And she's like, not understanding why I'm surprised. And I said, well, you live in Victorville. And I think your population of, let's say, African Americans and others is probably closer to like 15%, probably. So you're more likely, you run into them more often. I'm like, I think we're under 10% in Tucson.
We're
under 10.
I think 6 to 7%.
Yeah, she ran it later on. I was at the grocery store. She's like, oh, it's like 6%. Holy jeez, there's nobody. Nobody. I'm like, this is why I was like, you're running into 30 people, and you got a place that's only 6% of the population. That feels like all of them, And it was just kind of surprising. It was there on Roger in Fort Lowell. But here's the part. I get out, here I am, polo, slacks, otherwise. I had this on. And I'm like, I don't know how it's going to go. Usually somebody's trying to wash my window and somebody's asking me for some cash. And because I got this limp and my back was hurting, again, not even realizing it, I get out of my car, I lock it to go give them some cash. And I go strolling in, and everyone just parts and gets out of my fucking way. And I'm like, I know I'm a big guy, but people aren't afraid to at least talk to me usually.
Right.
If I give them a look, they'll kind of back up. Like, he looks like he's going to hurt me. They don't know I'm a friendly person. They parted ways, and I came back. They stayed away from my car, pumped my gas, and then when I left, they were like, everyone was giving me like, what's up? And I was like, what the fuck? And I'm kind of working backwards. And I realized I saw my reflection when I'm walking into the Circle K, and I look like I'm like pimp dragging my leg. Because I'm limping. I got this limp. I'm dragging my leg. I'm looking like some sort of like, don't fuck with me. And I was like, that makes sense. I look like the guy that they wouldn't want to mess with for sure. And on top of that, I got attitude. And I come in, listen to futuristic booming on my Lincoln looking car. Look like I'm probably strapped, right? I was like, what the hell? So I went to Albertsons and I got some chicken and had some summer
Keeping it
melon
going.
for dinner. And, whatever. It was rotisserie, okay?
Is that Kool-Aid you're drinking right now? Dude,
Hey, happy February, happy Black History Month.
you're assimilating. That's very interesting.
Yeah, so Dadbod Biker Beard is gonna have to be retired in order to keep the peace. I haven't figured out what my name is gonna be. I'm thinking like Malcolm, like Jamal Smith or something. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with one.
Malcolm Smith is a good name for you.
Malcolm,
Nice, strong name.
Malcolm X. Oh, there is a Malcolm X. Never mind.
I think that's taken.
Sorry. I produced a radio show back in the day for a guy who comes. He comes in and he's just like this little like scrawny like 50-year-old black guy. I had to produce a show. You put up some cash, we'd give you an hour or two on the weekends. I was like, "What's the format of your show going to be?" He goes, "Like, just kind of, I'm well known in the neighborhood, and we're talking about neighborhood stuff, and this is in the '90s." And he said, I've been studying a little, what do they call it, the the Nation of Islam. He's like, I've been studying a little bit about the Nation of Islam. I was thinking about talking about that in my studies. I said, "Oh, are you?" I said, "Assalamu alaikum, brother. Are you converted?" He's like, "Salaikum assalam." I'm like, nice word. I had already been Muslim at that point, so I won. I was just a white Muslim, so we didn't call ourselves white Muslims. I was just a Muslim. The Arabic people, they called me white Muslim.
You were the token white Muslim.
I was a token white. Go to a mosque with a bunch of
Like, oh, dude, it's a
Christian
cop.
people. They're like, hey, you got one. How did you do it?
Nice.
Well, they tricked me. But
Nice.
I don't know. I said, this is all fun as long as nobody flies a plane into a building. I can do this. Well, I suddenly became not Muslim at one point. When I remembered that I was actually just a pagan like the rest of you, dirt worshippers. But oh yeah. So I said, you want to talk about Nation of Islam? That's cool. I'm pretty well versed. Like, what music do you want to play? You're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay royalties if we use any good stuff as bumper music. And I was like, oh, I don't know, just whatever. So he comes in the next weekend, and he's got like the little hat, the pillbox hat,
Right.
just regular clothes pillbox hat. I'm like, oh, look at you, representing a little different. So he starts off and he's like, my name is Ron X. And he puts on this character, right? I'm like, Ron X, Ron X, yeah. Assalamu alaikum, brother. The hippest white man in San Diego, my producer. I was like,
Word.
exactly like, yeah, right on, brother. Like, oh, he's got some bass in his voice. And the next week, he's got 3 people with him, all look like the Nation of Islam, suits and bow ties. I think they were just from his neighborhood. I don't think the Honorable Elijah Muhammad sent anybody out to wherever universities, wherever he lived. And then he comes in. He's got the full-on African gear now. Like every week, he went from. I was like, people believe you, and he's like, no, it's real. I mean, I felt it and I studied it, but then I talked to you, and then I have a message for my people. And I was like, rock and roll, dude. 10,000 watts and $250. It's your show. Do what you want. And he got a following. It was crazy. I wanted to take credit. Whenever there was a black-white thing that would happen in the news, he'd bring me on. The coolest white man. I was like, guys, why do you keep doing that to me? Hey, guys. My name is Harvey. Assalamu alaikum, brother Ron.
So definitely later in the show, because Timmy's on.
Hey,
Timmy.
Timmy. Oh, get the chat up.
He wanted to definitely talk about the emergency powers that Mr. Trudeau put in. I don't know if you're aware of this.
Yeah, I saw him quaking in his effing boots today.
Fuck.
Looked like his bottom lip was quivering. Hey guys, you guys, this isn't fair.
Fuck.
State of emergency? Really? Really? They've done it one other time, right? Once?
So the topper of this is that they are without a judge, they are opening up their terrorist financial terrorism unit to include things like the Christian group that is raising money for the truckers. Also, because GoFundMe basically stole all those people's money.
Yeah, $10 million they raised.
Yeah. So, but there's this Christian group that has been giving, and apparently the federal government now is going to have the right to not only stop it,
Oh, keep going.
but they're going to be able to track it back to who donated. It's some crazy shit going on. I never thought Canada would be that way. I just I don't understand it. Like I totally don't get it. 90% of their population is vaccinated. These poor bastards drive 1,000 miles and in a truck by themselves, and they have to fucking wear a mask. It is the dumbest. Fuck yeah, and they're gonna freeze accounts. Oh, it's crazy shit, dude. It is a dictatorship, no matter what anybody else says. Because some of I don't know what they're called in the other provinces. I don't know if they're prime ministers of the province, but whoever's in charge of some of the provinces, they were starting to lax some of the stuff. Like, you know what? Our people are speaking. You know what? There's no violence. You know, people are raising money. You know what they're raising money? So these guys can have gas for their fucking trucks and food and stuff like that. And then the media in the United States saying that they're racist and they're homophobic like, what the fuck does that have to do with vaccinations?
Right.
That has nothing to do with vaccinations. But again, I'll say it over and over again. It's okay to firebomb a federal court building in the state of Oregon for 150 straight days, kill
God dang it.
40 people. Oh, premieres. Thank you, Timmy. I knew you'd know that. Timmy.
Blah, blah,
Blah. Well, you know what they say, Timmy. Blame Canada. So yeah, all they're looking to do is basically keep the message going. But to say that they're fucking racist, and it's just insane. The whole thing
it's
is
not just racist and homophobe, which is scary, but they're trying to label them as terrorists. And they're trying to they want to do the same thing for people like you and I who speak out.
Correct.
If you're conservative bent and you didn't vote for them and you don't believe that what do they call
That's
it?
right.
Mass transformation hypnosis.
Right. So Timmy
don't
just
buy
made a
into
great point. In the middle of a BLM situation, fucking Trudeau came out and took a knee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Complete hypocrisy. Complete effing hypocrisy. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I just muted myself because I blew my nose again.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. You're going to see me mute myself a couple times. My allergies are kicking my arse today, so I figured you don't want to hear me blow my nose, so I'll mute myself every time.
Just trying to get my camera back up and running properly here. Keeps shorting out.
Yeah, Becky makes a great point. He won't even talk to the truckers. No, because they're beneath him.
Oh yeah,
Becky, they're beneath him.
Absolutely. Yeah. Why would he talk to them?
They're not college educated white guilt liberals, so they're beneath him. You know, oh, by the way, the prime minister who's been in blackface several times in his life.
Oh yeah, and
several times.
His mother was good buddies with Fidel Castro.
Oh, there's also
Trudeau, he doesn't look anything like his dad, does he? Strangely.
No, and about 9 months before he was born, his mom was hanging out with Fidel.
Wait,
It's a little strange. Coinky dink? I don't know. I don't understand, right? Why speaker view? I don't know what that means.
All right. I'm trying to get my camera to work again, so
Oh.
it's having Bad problems, bad problems. Oh, give me a signal.
Like a bad signal?
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Oh, Becky also made a comment earlier. Australia and Canada have been brainwashed into thinking that the government keeps them safe and it's okay to give up their rights. Not all of them, but too many. Becky, do you know? Here's a quiz. Why what Australia and Canada has in common that the United States don't have or isn't the same?
What do they
I'm
have
gonna
in
give
common?
I'm gonna give her a second to answer,
Other than they're socialists?
but she's taking a little bit too long.
Okay.
They don't have guns.
Oh, yeah, she knows that.
Well, we have a constitution. Well, Canada has, I want to say something very similar, but it's only been written like 30, 40 years ago, maybe in the 70s. Um, but they also have no guns, none. So that's why, I think what did we look up? The great trade in of the guns in Australia. That's why this shit's allowed to happen in those two countries. That's why it doesn't happen here.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Timmy, you have no handguns though. You guys have hunting rifles. That's it. You don't have any handguns.
well, hunting rifles are good for guerrilla warfare.
But
If you
then
know.
again, wait a minute. Isn't it illegal to have handguns in Detroit, New York, and Chicago?
How would you know?
Well, I'm just saying because don't they have the most death by handguns per capita?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's
Timmy,
just
you
because
shouldn't put that on the internet, Timmy.
that's because of the criminal element, though.
Correct.
It's not
It's
their
because
fault.
their guns are illegal.
Let me get Timmy pulled up here. Chat.restream.
Uh, of course, I am kind of wondering why, again, I am in the studio and you're in the IT department.
Oh yeah, this is a funny story. I talked to how can I explain this? I met somebody through Instacart in California because I ordered stuff for my mother to be delivered to her house because her house was robbed by allegedly her now deceased partner's daughter and boyfriend. Yeah, they
Holy shit.
broke into her house, stole her jewelry, all of it. Um, Somebody in neighbors had seen Randy's truck there while my mom was at Bible study, which they know when she would go. They saw the truck there, which obviously he wouldn't have been driving. He was passed away, and it had been given back to the daughter. Um, yeah, so yeah, mom got robbed. So mom was not feeling like very safe in life. Period. So I got on Instacart and I got some. She has an alarm system for the house, but she didn't have them on the windows where they broke in. So tomorrow. She's getting like a full everything cameras, 100% lockdown. In the meantime, I hired somebody on Instacart to go get her some fiddle faddle, some snacks, as well as some window alarms and some, um, you know, the quick ones, battery operated ones,
Yep, yep.
make the alarms go off. Um, it the place he had to go was way out of the way, so I had him drop stuff off for my mother. I had him then drive to the next town over to go to Harbor Freight, off the clock, off the Instacart clock, and I navigated him all the way there, chatting with him, and it only cost me like $60, but it was good. Tip. But I got this guy to go run an errand for me. I can't do it. I'm hundreds of miles away. So then he shows up and gives my mom the stuff to protect her house, and she was very relieved, and it was worth it. Well, I don't know. I didn't really know that. This guy's name was Roger with a D, RODG, and a little snapshot looked like he had a Ron Jeremy mustache. Whatever. As I'm texting him and chatting and literally giving him directions, looking at Google Maps and looking stuff up, and he's like, "Where is it? Is it next to the Target?" And I'm like looking, zooming in. Yep, it's to the right side of Target. It's over here. I look inside the store through pictures. It's aisle 4, left side, fourth aisle, next to the safes. I take him through the whole thing, and I send him a Mission Impossible um, music. And I'm like, I totally feel like I'm your handler. And he's like, LOL. We're just kind of laughing about it. And we get the mission done, the expensive mission done. And then I said, hey, if anything comes up, can I reach you directly? Would you be willing to, you know, run an errand for my mother if I need you to? He's like, sure, no problem. Cool. I disconnect with him. Half an hour later, I'm like, it would be funny. Because I'm always thinking about show stuff.
Right.
You know what would be funny? I wonder if I can get Roger while he's doing his Instacart stuff. I wonder if I can get him to act like he is a spy. Achoo! I wonder if I can get him to act like he's like Ethan Hunt's less successful brother who failed spy school, got kicked out of MI6. And I started thinking about this. I'm like, it would be funny because all day long he's going and he's packing stuff and he takes it to people's houses. I'm like, he can record himself on his missions and make up whatever crap. I wonder if he would do that for me. So I call him and I pitch him. I said, what do you think? Would you be willing to do this? I do podcasts and streams, and I would put you on as a character. And you could be Mike Hunt instead of Ethan Hunt. You could be Ethan Hunt's brother who flunked MI6 school. And then the only thing we have to make sure is you don't violate terms of service for that company that you're delivering for. Keep their name out. Can't show any customer names. But he's like, yeah, I would totally do it. I was like, you want a video chat? He's like, yeah. He looks like Ron Jeremy. And he has a basset hound named LBJ.
Nice.
And he takes the basset hound with him. I'm like, this is too good. This is too funny. So I'm like, are you willing to go by, will you be Mike Hunt? He's like, yeah, absolutely. I said, cool. All right. So you're the spy, Mike Hunt. And then you got your dog, Angela Bassett. He's like, no, it's LBJ. I'm like, I think Angela works better. Well, I have like 4 or 5 clips just of him practicing. I'll get him queued up and we'll watch him a little bit later. But that inspired this. I wound up getting this thing because I wanted him to get into the character because there's some dude 600 miles away that did me a solid. And now I'm like, hey, how would you like to be my fodder for stupid shit that I do on the interwebs? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, everybody wants to be a star, right? That's fantastic. So I look forward to Mike Hunt.
You're like a 14-year-old boy. You have to keep saying it over and
Mike
over
Hunt.
again. Yes.
Then he got confused in one of the videos. He calls his dog Mike Hunt, and he calls himself Angela, which is even better. Oh, my mother questioned. I told my mother about it. She's like, "Well, how did you know? Like, how did you know him before?" I'm like, "I didn't know him before. What are you talking about?" No, but how did you know him? Like, and he seems like a really nice guy. I mean, he did a lot of things for you. I said, "Oh, it's called sales, Mom." Yeah. Just ask. That's it. Just ask. I asked him if he would work off the clock for cash. He did. I asked him if he would want to film himself and then be on my shows. He does. You just have to ask, Mom. She goes, yeah, I understand that. I mean, he seems like a cool guy, but how did you know him before? Still, like, you don't just meet strangers and then suddenly get involved in their lives. That's strange. What fun is that? That was a long answer, but it was an eventful week. So,
Oh, I'm sorry that happened to your mom, dude. That sucks.
yeah, right. Yeah.
Do you know where they live?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're gonna. The chances of them having not gotten rid of her stuff quickly. I mean, if you know what, if you're gonna pawn stuff, you're gonna pawn stuff. The stuff wasn't of any real value. We talked about it. She's like, I'm not gonna file an insurance claim for $1,000 deductible for a bunch of costume jewelry and some wedding rings. You know, like, but it's sad because my grandmother, she had my grandparents' wedding sets for both sides. They were gone. Her first set for her, or my dad and her, gone. She had the last set she got for their 25th anniversary. That they didn't find that one, so that was about it. She's like, otherwise it's just jewelry. It's not nothing fancy. But still, it sucks.
Sounds like 4 flat tires should be coming their way. That's what
Yeah,
it sounds like to me.
fucking karma. But
You know,
the fact that she was just afraid and she's got no, my sister and my brother-in-law are around the corner. She's got friends in the block. There, everyone was there, to help her out. But how shitty to lose your partner of 10 years and then his crackhead daughter and boyfriend who just got out of prison. Break into your house and now you feel like you're vulnerable. You can't sleep. It's awful. She's a nice lady. Leave her alone, people. Oh, she should have been nicer to me when she was a kid. When I was a kid, I'm just saying. Karma's a bitch. I'm joking, Mom. If you're watching, I love you. I'm sorry. I really am.
oh my god.
Oh. So, next topic, Timmy. Timmy. Let me do a commercial. Will you talk about the website, John? Go ahead.
The Shelf Help Show website.
Shelfhelpshow.com website. Yeah.
So I tried to explain to Jeff that communicating with me via text or meme or GIF, it's really not, it doesn't work for me. I'm not smart like that. My brain doesn't work. So I would prefer Jeff to tell me all sorts of stuff in person, but we haven't seen each other. And how long has it been since we've seen each other?
Face to face?
Yeah.
Probably 7 years.
Last time I saw you was at Triple T.
So probably 6 years, 5, 6 years.
But Triple T, right?
Yeah.
That was the last time I saw you.
Yeah, in person. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all of 20 miles apart.
Yeah, I don't know whose fault that is. Oh, I do.
Hey, I got divorced. I had to sell the house in that neighborhood. Okay.
Yeah, but I also invite you to stuff, but then you can't sit, you can't squat,
Oh,
you
he has a
can't
broken
lay
back.
down.
He's a bitch. Yeah, I know. I'm working on it.
Becky, he doesn't invite me out ever. It's always a one-way kind of thing. Like I ask him, he never
I
says,
don't go
"Hey."
out. You want to come? You want to come here? I'm like I've been a hermit for like 6 months. It's bizarre.
Well,
But
Becky says when she comes to visit, I better come out.
okay, we'll go out.
No, I could come to your place. That's
Or
fine.
you and she can go out. I don't give a fuck. You go karaoke. Just kidding. We'll all go. We can. Well, we will all go together. Don't be pissy with me. You're making me feel very sad about everything.
That is not a sad noise. That sounded like you were slurping something up. That's what that sounded. No, I'm not. I'll watch you guys sing karaoke. I cannot sing karaoke, so I'm good on that.
That's not true. Your voice is a mix between Jesus and Fergie.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah, no? All right.
No.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, we can see the screen.
All right, let's take a look.
It's Google in yellow.
So I don't know if anybody saw the website before, but it's been improved upon recently.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Time lapse.
Dose of news, traffic, weather, education, inspiration, and hope. It's loading slowly. I'm using a lot of hamsters right now. I should probably duck out of some of my heavier stuff, like my digital audio workstation. Okay. Save some bandwidth, kids. Yes. Okay. All right. So, okay. Get the latest news to your inbox. Sign up here. All right. John. Trulymail.net. Da-da-da. Thanks for submitting. All right, go away. So here we go. It looks fancy schmancy. So over here, if you want to go to the shop, you can go to the shop over here. It will take you to the merchandise place. Show me, Jeff. Where's the merchandise? I don't know. Hopefully there's an active hyperlink behind this. Otherwise, it's a waste of a click. But let's give it a shot. I'm sure the website goes faster on its own. Oh, there's Roger. I hadn't heard from Roger for a couple of days. He literally just texted me. I was thinking maybe he didn't want to play anymore. Sorry for not getting back to you. Demo making living from. Oh, oh, nice. Hey, do you want me to send you a Zoom link and you can pop in and say hi? He just told me he's got a migraine. He's had a migraine for a couple of days and been sick. And I follow up with, hey, do you want to come on the show? I
Again, he doesn't seem to. Jeff really doesn't seem to pay attention to other
mm,
people's needs or wants or
no, it's for the most part I
desires.
don't really care. Oh, I know you're watching it right now, Roger. I was just saying, do you want to come on? I mean, Mike Hunt. If you want to, you don't have to. I know you haven't been feeling well. Asking you to go live in the middle of a show is maybe a bit much. Oh wait, sure. Oh, I'll send you a link. Sweet. I should probably read everything before I just keep going.
I really think we need to bring Timmy on.
Timmy, you should come on. I'll send you a link. You could send John. Did you see his what's it called? His email. Oh, or put your email in chat, or no, you can send it to daddy at theshelfhelpshow.com. That's my handle, daddy at theshelfhelpshow.com. If you want to send me your email, and I'll send it to Johnny. He'll send you a link to Zoom if you want to pop in. Don't be afraid. You don't have to be attractive. Look at us.
He said he's good. Timmy's
All right,
good,
that's good.
apparently.
So over here,
Becky, I can't drink tequila. It's the only thing I can't drink. So sorry.
hey Becky. I mean Rebecca. She always thinks she's in trouble when I say Becky. I love you.
Oh Christ, here we go again.
So look over here on the show. So I told you I found this aggregator for blogs and podcasts and whatnot. I believe I told you about it. So I'm grabbing certain topics and putting in here the topics that are usually relevant to things that we're talking about. So if you want to grab a couple things about Jordan Peterson, you can click right through what the truckers do not want, message to the truckers. You can pull it up. So this is show-based stuff. You have personal development over there on the right. You have book blogs and book reviews over here. You have spiritual blogs over here. And these are all external blogs and podcasts. Then, if you're a sucker and you want to, well, we've had 30 visits since I put this up yesterday. For not advertising, that's not horrible. But if you want to hear me do my thing, then how to improve at life, how to suck less at life. Suck less at life. I'm still learning myself because sometimes I definitely suck at life. We all do. We're figuring it out. We're figuring it out as we go. Life would not be a journey if we didn't. I like this guy. Who do we got over here? Let's check the chat. See who's here. Pyramid trifecta. A show by myself. I had to check the chat by myself. It was scary, John. So I got a link there. This is just the weather map. It should update to where you are. This will show you where I live and the cost of Airbnbs and apartments or hotels around me. If you want to come stay in my neighborhood, I don't give a shit. You can come to my house and knock on the door. Over here, this is going to be where we put more stuff on dealing with trauma, abuse, depression, like, the sad stuff that we deal with sometimes, the hard parts of life. We'll put a little more, some resources in here, some ebooks, some links to some other resources. And then over here is the Shelf Help Women's Circle. I think Rebecca told me I had to do something different with this, but I didn't listen. I just think all women who are should be healthy should be doing yoga. So hence the yoga theme. It's all I put was women in yoga pants because it's my sexual fantasy. This is about me, but it will also have more women's health issues, thingies, stuff like that for this one. And then look, more yoga stretches.
Could we go back to the yoga pants as your fantasy?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, not the pants, but a woman doing yoga in yoga pants.
Okay.
Okay, and
No, I'm just okay.
you don't find a woman with a shapely buttocks in a yoga pants to be attractive?
No, I'm a skirt person.
Okay, so why are you snarling, Timmy? I know you're gay, but if you weren't, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. Um, Yoga pants or skirts? I'm talking about the fantasy.
Yeah, I'm talking plaid skirts
I understand.
or
Yeah.
cheerleader skirts
If you already
or business skirts.
if you're already daddy, like skirts are have already happened. Skirts are
Okay.
cute. I
Thank you,
like
Timmy. Skirts. Timmy's
skirts.
with me. Yep.
Why not yoga pants?
No, don't get me wrong. I understand you get to see the curvature, right?
Okay.
I think the skirt, there's always the chance of seeing whether or not
They have
she's
a
wearing
dick.
panties.
Oh, it leaves a little more to the imagination. Is that what you're saying?
Yoga pants, yes.
No.
No, skirts, there's like a sense of danger.
Skirts.
There's a sense that "Oh, I'm gonna get to see something maybe I shouldn't. Now don't get me wrong, tight yoga pants, camel toe situation. I get it. I get it. I get it.
I've seen women stretch in yoga pants that they didn't realize were see through from 30 feet. And then you could, I mean, I didn't really want to see her cervix, but it was, it was there. Um, Nothing, the flexibility, no, okay, no, that, look, just hold that still, honey. I'm almost done. No?
Okay. To each his own. I guess that's what makes the
S-
world go round.
Seinfeld, what did Seinfeld say? There's a legend in Russia about comedians being good in bed, and there's always this, he always wanted to be with a gymnast because there was this expectation that gymnasts would be hot. This is like my gymnast thing, I guess.
Okay, that's fair. I was delving deeper. I was trying to peel the onion away. I wanted some more information.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Additionally, I do write blogs because, well, why not? Nobody else is going to do it. I just dropped one a day ago. That relationship gave me a little gas lighting. Get it? A little gas. Yeah. So I'm up here and I've got 3 books on emotional abuse, gaslighting, and that sort of stuff, and trauma. And then I've got 2 books. One is You're a Badass, and the other one is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And between those 5 books, I'm reading through them, and I'm like, I come up with what I'm gonna do on my blog post because you guys read 5 books at a time in order to write for content, right? Wouldn't you?
If you ever give me a topic, I'd be happy to write a blog.
Oh, okay. Um,
But that would have to take place in a phone conversation or over FaceTime, not through a message. It's not how I'm good at communicating. I apologize. I'm not hip like you.
the fact that I couldn't get you to respond to the GIF that I made, which actually it was Rebecca started it. It was actually her. But look how nicely laid out this is. I do this myself. Oh, one man fucking traveling band. You see that? Woo! Damn it, son. I'd hire me. You want to find out if you're a gaslighter, John?
I don't quite know what gaslighting is.
So, gaslighting. Look, I defined the term. Gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse that can be difficult to identify. It is a form of manipulation that causes the victim to question their own feelings, instincts, and sanity. The term gaslighting comes from the 1938 play Gaslight and the 1944 film adaptation Gaslight. In both cases, a husband attempts to convince his wife that she is insane by distorting small elements of their environment and insisting that she is misremembering or misinterpreting what happened. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So in a relationship, gaslighting can happen in any relationship. It's most common in romantic relationships where one partner wants more control than the other partner is willing to give them. There are some telltale signs that you might be a gaslighter. So it's oftentimes it's a form of manipulation where they'll say or do something to make you react, and then when you realize they're doing something, either passive aggressive or even aggressive, when you bring it back up, you're like, like, why would you do that? Like, what are you talking about? I didn't say that. That's not what I said.
Yeah, I
Immediately,
don't think I gaslight.
they would immediately go into
I don't. I
denial.
don't think I do that.
Well, this is why you can ask yourself these questions. Are you ready?
Okay.
Timmy, you're a gaslighter. Let's find out. Um, so these are behaviors. If you exhibit these, then you might be a gaslighter. You might be a gaslighter. Yeah, it's gonna be my new stand-up routine. Emotional abuse tour. If you lie, even in cases where it doesn't serve a purpose, people who are sociopathic, psychopathic, narcissistic, those personality character traits that are a little off center, if you lie a lot, that's a sign. That could be a sign. Not
Even
direct.
when you don't need to.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Not direct in telling someone your needs. You know, you expect people to read your mind and know what you want. Can't define your actual needs. Whatever that person's doing is never the right thing, but you don't know. You can't really define what it is. That you just know that they're failing you. Get angry when others can't figure out your needs. Try to get people to do what you want instead of just directly asking them. Don't tell people what you want and then get back at them. Have you been told that you've been passive aggressive? You have passive aggressive behavior. Get easily frustrated when others take more time doing something that you would like. Have friends and family that tell you that your voice is sarcastic or rough.
I get
Fly off the
loud.
fly off
Yeah.
the handle or black out and don't remember things that you did when you were angry. Or know people. If you know people are mainly selfish and out for their own needs. So I turn this around to first person, uh, just to mix it up a little bit. But there are people who are in relationships like this. It's a very healthy relationship, which is why I bring it up. I'm gonna bite my quesadilla. Mm. Rats do like cheese, by the way. I have a pet rat, Timmy, right here. He's
Is
mad
it
dog
still?
food.
Wait a minute. I thought there was two of them in there.
Mm-hmm. Timmy, Elmer.
Huh. So yeah, I don't think I'm not passive aggressive.
Mm-mm.
I think I would be considered I don't know if I'm aggressive anymore.
No,
I always pretty much state what I want.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think I gaslight. Maybe after a bowl of chili. Oh, that's different. We're talking about something completely different now. Yeah.
Zing, but boom.
Yeah, whatever. You can say my cunt over and over
Like,
and over and over again.
do you exhibit healthy relationship behaviors or characteristics? These are healthy. Speaking freely about you and your loved one's needs and wants. Listening openly to each other's concerns without unnecessary interruption. We're pretty good, John. Refraining from bringing up past issues when they're unrelated to the topic being discussed. Uh, Having boundaries or limits for what behavior is acceptable and what is not. Socializing separately with friends without triggering jealousy or irrational behavior. Pursuing separate interests without inducing insecurities. Addressing concerns as they happen rather than stonewalling. Realizing that people aren't perfect. And receiving a loved one's no respectfully.
So Mama Fox makes a great point. I think the term is used more today just because mental health is more talked about. I also think that everyone has some aspect of this, but as a whole, the gaslighting happens. So I don't know. It's just like the definition that you gave me. It sounds like a narcissistic asshole,
Yes, common.
right? I mean, that's to me, it would be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I think somebody who actually practices gaslighting has mental issues.
They actually
Absolutely.
it's actually a personality defect.
Yeah.
People who run on that tend to be narcissists, sociopaths, or psychopathic.
Right.
And those aren't things you can treat. You can't make them better. You can just get away from them.
Right.
Now, this stuff can happen if you're in a relationship that's going poorly, and you get used to not communicating, with each other. You could wind up in something like this, but there's a difference whether or not it's your MO all the time, or it's situational. I'm
Do you think this happens more because people are not as good communicators as they used to be? Do you think this happens more because social skills aren't really in the forefront, and maybe because people communicate more through social media than they do in person, instead of, I don't know, calling somebody or FaceTiming somebody? Do you think maybe that's why that happens?
mm, I don't think
That
so.
was passive aggressive, by the way, for the record. That was super passive aggressive. I'm not very good at it, though. I try.
I don't think so. I mean, I can see where you can make an argument for it,
It
but
just,
you're more likely to see this sort of behavior. You know, just don't fight over the quesadilla. Be nice. They love cheese. It's not a myth.
he actually has two small children in a cage. He calls them rats, but
Timmy.
it's not accurate. Just so you guys know.
Yeah.
What do I know? He's never invited me over. That was passive aggressive too. Oh my god, I'm getting
That
good
was.
at this.
That was. Yeah. Hey, are you talking shit about me not inviting you over?
Um,
This is
yes.
no. This is when you deny it. Yeah, I'm trying to
Oh,
find
oh,
out about it
sorry.
and tell me I
What
missed.
did I say something like that?
No, you did.
I didn't mean to imply
No,
that,
I'd
did I?
invite you over. You don't have to be mean about it in front of everybody and make me feel like shit.
Oh,
No, it's
yeah,
because
I do.
just tell me I'm crazy.
Oh,
You never
I don't
want.
know what you're talking to, dude. I didn't say anything like that. You're nuts.
Oh, I don't know. Really? Maybe I am.
Well, we're both crazy. We both know that
I'm
already. I mean, it's like watch two crazy people talk and pretend that they're not crazy, but they're actually crazy.
like, we're giving each other feedback on how well we gaslight each other.
Yeah. um,
That was really effective. Good job. I mean,
thank you for showing me that example. I appreciate it. Um, so Mama Fox brings up is gaslighting is used a manipulative tool for some people. Again, I think it's just being talked about more. Well, I think it's defined a little bit differently from when I think like the things that you listed, right? To me, I'm like,
yeah.
that's a narcissistic nutter. Like that's a weird person that's it has the inability to communicate on a real level. So I don't know all the time if it's that person's fault or that's the only way they know how to communicate or the lack thereof. That's why I was wondering if more interaction on social media instead of actually being in person and sitting at a bar face to face with somebody. That's where I was going with that. So
Yeah, no, there could be more. It could prove out over time. I don't think it's. I think that with the advent of social media and then the treating people who exhibit this behavior, um, I don't think there's been enough time for them to make a correlation. It's been around since the dawn of time, or as long as they've been identifying people with personality disorders and then what behaviors. I didn't hear about gaslighting until maybe a year ago. Nobody ever
I heard
used
the
it.
term. I had no idea what it
Nope.
was.
I would use it wrong. I'd be like, "When in Rome."
When in Rome, gaslight.
That's not how you use it. Oh,
No.
okay.
Oh, all right.
All right. When in Rome.
I was with you on that one. Yeah. I don't know. I
Uh,
think it's because we're a little bit different also because of the way that we can communicate. So not that we're, anything special, but I think we both can communicate pretty good.
yeah. Like I said, I think it could be situational. I'm sure. I'm sure that during the last couple of years I was married, I'm sure that we were doing it to each other because we were not seeing eye to eye. We were not communicating effectively. So it was knowing. I know there was time when she would just want to get a reaction out of me and then act like she wasn't trying to. and
Right.
vice versa. And I was happy to light her up. And but then you get away from all that, and that goes away, and I'm like, that's not who I am. That was you're desperate. You're drowning, and you're trying to not drown, and you just start trying anything you can for a pattern interrupt. You're like, because I question myself all the time about. I do too much research on all these things, and it's kind of like med school syndrome. You go to med school, and in your first 2 weeks, you think you have had leprosy. You've gone through what's it called when a woman stops ovulating and turns into a dried up clam?
Menopause.
Thanks. Menopause. Like a man will go through menopause, have leprosy, and cancer all in the first like 2 weeks of med school.
Right.
It's just because you're reading it all.
It's like WebMD.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm reading this stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, honey, I think I have 3 of the 18 things on here.
Right.
She's like, yeah, I thought about those myself. I'm like, oh really? Fuck. Did I pass the sniff test? She's like, you're here, aren't you? Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. I immediately start just, oh, yeah, I'm absolutely insane. There's no doubt. I'm going to send a Roger, or AKA Mike Hunt, a link. He apparently he didn't know that he looked like Ron Jeremy. He just texted me that. He went and asked his mother, who apparently whistled and walked away slowly. Which is perfect. I love that. That makes me happy. I think his ringtone says yeet or bruh. I don't remember which one. So if you hear that noise, that's him. Let me pull up my messages and I'll send this over, and we'll see if Roger Dodger wants to pop in and say hello.
All right. Well, I'm going to take this moment to quick bathroom break.
Oh, 2 and 2. Okay. You know what I didn't play? I didn't play the opening commercial thingy. I sent you. I have to find. There's 2 of them. There's one that I made for the regular Shelf Help show, and then there's one for John and I. So let me see which one I could find.
Yeah, because the first one you sent me, I wasn't involved at all, and then there are clips of me in one of them. I did see that.
Yes. I thought it turned out pretty well.
All right.
The second one. I'm going to play the first one. If you want to go use the restroom, go ahead. I'm going to play this for everybody while I get Roger Dodger a link. All right. Can we see the screen? Yes. All right. Perfect. Where's the controls for this damn thing? What the F? Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. Oh Lord. Won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? My friends all drive Porsches, I must make amends. Worked hard all my lifetime, no help from my friends. Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? Where are the fucking controls? This is one of the not joys of having 3 monitors, is sometimes your controls split over to one spot and you're stupid. I just need a play button, people. Give me the damn play button. What is that? Desktop?
I'm ready.
Banana.
Emotional damage.
Guess who?
Who is this?
My name is Jeff.
What are you doing, Steph?
quiet. Concentrate.
Get out! Get the fuck out!
You can't handle the truth.
Good night, everybody. I love you.
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
Hello?
Oh my God!
Hey,
I'm off the deep
you ever been in love?
Daddy, you were in love.
I love you.
And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Why do I look red? So, I had some sort of a, Roger, I'll be right there, buddy. I had some sort of a malfunction, and it blew out my good camera, so I'm on this backup shitty camera. And that one has wear and tear because I put it inside the rat's cage to film him when he was little, and then he ate the back of it a little bit, so we were having connectivity issues. So don't worry, I'll have a new camera soon. It's fun when you're sitting here working and something goes pop, and your light up mouse pad starts getting warm, and then yeah, you wonder, wow, this house was built in 1945. Should I have that many extension cords? Seems like maybe a bad idea. I'm gonna let Roger in. Why not? Right now, let's see. Mike Hunt on a mission. You can decide which way you want to go. Did I admit you? Oh, let me get off my this view, sir. Let's go on gallery view. There he is. Ron Jeremy mustache, porn stash himself. There's my guy. Roger Dodger, Mike Hunt, or Angela Bassett. I don't remember which one it was. Don't hurt yourself, sir. Don't get hurt. Don't get hurt. I think you're muted. So on the Zoom, you might have to hit unmute. I'm gonna see if I can give you a heads up on how to do that. There we go. Welcome, sir. How are you?
And by the way, it's a young Ron Jeremy, not
yes.
like a current Ron Jeremy. Can we get that across to everybody, please?
Yeah, sorry about that.
What's the T-shirt he's wearing? I'm curious about. Is it a metal shirt? What is it? What do we got going on?
You can talk to him directly. He doesn't mind.
It's a goofy movie.
It's a hentai.
Hentai explosion masterpiece.
Nice.
Okay, fair enough.
Nice. I love it. So, welcome, buddy. How you doing? Sorry you've had a crap migraine and been sick. I'm sorry for forcing you to come on the show, but
It's not forcing. Well, it's not when I enjoy being seen.
good. See, I told you, I'll make you famous.
Yeah, and by the way, he talked you up quite a bit, man. Said you basically are a fucking hero. I just want to throw that out there. Just saying.
Yeah.
He did say that. Helping his mom out. That's pretty awesome, dude.
What did you think? What did you think when I started texting you and on Insta, and we're just trying to find fiddle faddle or whatever the hell, and it turns into this proactive mission to get shit done. Like, what was going through your mind? What were you thinking? Like, who the fuck is this guy? What is happening? Or just you tell me.
Actually, it wasn't really too much. Not really, because after I dropped the stuff off, when I saw your mom, how exhausted she looked, and I said, man, I'm going to do what I can.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. And she pointed out too. She said, the first time when he dropped off the package, he was a little shy, but he was kind of like, hey, I forgot something. I got to go run and do something else. And she said the second time he came around, he was more like, he was really cute, but he had a little more confidence, like, hey, I'm back.
Well, he wasn't a stranger at that point, right? They'd already met, so a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good point. I thought it was cute how she kept questioning me. Were you watching the show when I was talking about that? Like how I met you or how I knew you already? I
saw that part. And
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just assumed. She's like, well, yeah, but how do you know him? Like, you knew him before. I'm like, no. This all just happened. I don't know. I guess like I said, I come from that my frame of reference as a I've been a sales coach, mentor, trainer for 20 plus years. Is if you don't ask, you don't get. So it doesn't hurt. Just ask.
Yeah.
Just ask. So if I ask you, hey, will you run an errand in the next town over for tip money on Instacart? And you're the one who helped me with that because I'm like, how am I going to get you paid? And you knew that you could tip up to $60. That was perfect.
Well, I didn't know how much you could tip, but I knew you could.
That's cool. Yeah, no, so I didn't know that. Like, so we worked all that stuff out together in a short period of time.
I tell people all the time, if you don't ask, the answer is already no.
Right.
So you have nowhere to go but up, right? You have nowhere, and that goes for every part of your life. If you don't ask, then the answer is no, and you've already lost. So why not take a chance?
Yeah.
And see if the person will help you out. So
very,
very cool.
You know, it's crazy, actually. Maybe you can teach him some sales skills to get him some bigger tips or something. Because I bet if you're working through you have a chat function, so you're like, hey, I'm picking up your stuff. If anything comes up, I'll let you know. And you don't have to have a discussion because the app will tell you whether or not you need a replacement on an item, or at least a substitute on an item if it's already out. And then the person who's taking care of your stuff might let you know, like, hey, I can't find this anywhere. Do you want another option or something? So there's not a forced interaction. You don't have to have them in order to do that job. But if you were to think, John, what would be a way for someone to communicate a message via text, or via chat, which might make that person want to give them a bigger tip?
Give for the replacement thing, give some options. So I right away, because I drink a lot of beer is the first thing that comes to mind, right? And I don't know in California if you could deliver beer or whatever. Hey, they don't have this particular beer, but they have this IPA and this IPA. Which do you think you'd like better? Or is there a certain kind? I think the more detailed you get, because number one, they're going to be disappointed right off the bat that they don't have the exact thing that they wanted. But hey, it's not Roger's fault because he's not the one that stocked the shelves at the store or at the liquor store or whatever. But hey, there are these other options. So instead of maybe just going with what they automatically, what the fail safe would be to replace it with, maybe give that person some options. And I think that absolutely will turn that frown upside down and absolutely, show that he gives a crap, right? And goes above and beyond. Ooh, that's a good one. Mama Fox said, show a picture of the shelf.
Oh.
Where the items are that are similar. So, hey, are we going to get to see LBJ? I'm just curious if LBJ's around.
Yeah, I can get him up here.
I thought I renamed her Angela Bassett.
I know, but I thought that's when he's in his adventures.
Mike Hunt the Spy.
Oh, Lord. That's a good one, Mama Fox. Sending a picture of the shelf with the options helps. That's a pretty good one.
He did that with me. I don't know if it's an option through that app for pictures, but we had traded numbers.
Where you going? Over here.
It sounds like he can. I think that's what he said.
Right on.
Yeah.
You get a 100-pound dog.
Oh, look at this freaking dog.
Or 2 feet tall.
Hey,
come on, LBJ. That's a pretty dog. Good looking boy. Oh, there he is.
Oh, that is a good looking dog.
What a fucking cutie.
Look at those ears. That's adorable. Very cool.
I just woke him up.
Oh. Where did my earring fall to?
I don't know, but you could, if you didn't have that giant hole, it probably would have, stuck in there. I'm just saying.
Uh-huh. That's what she said. There's that pup. How old is LBJ?
He'll be 6 this year.
Bassets, are they like most purebred dogs, where maybe they're good for 9 to 12 years?
think he will be. That's how, his parents didn't live that long, though.
Wait, who didn't live that long?
His parents didn't live that long because they had to be put down.
Mm.
The family that was taking care of the parents left his father to basically free roam, and his mother chained up to the house.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
So, you guys got him when he was a young pup?
Oh yeah, my dad got him for my mom for $450.
I think it's a good price for a purebred basset, right?
His sisters went for $1,500 a piece.
Oh, wow.
Him and his brother went cheap because they were runts.
There were runts?
Yeah.
Mike runts? I'm stupid. I'm a child. I can't help it.
He's like a 12-year-old boy. He really is when he says that kind of shit. He must have said Mike Hunt at least 5 or 6 times.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And he wasn't getting the reaction from me when he said it because I knew where he was going right away, but he just kept saying it.
Mike Hunt.
Just, yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm a grown-up. I can say cunt all I want. I can say cunt. It's fine. Whatever.
Stop being so cunty.
It even says explicit on my commercial as well as, or my intro, as well as on the Twitch page. But saying my cunt is so much funner.
Are you going to show them those little clips, or?
Yeah. Let me see if I have them. I think I have them. I don't have them queued up. I'll get them soon enough.
So what company? Oh, are we not allowed to say what company he works for?
No, it's fine.
Oh,
just not allowed to do so on video. Can't have it. You can't.
Gotcha.
Can't show it on camera. Yeah, actually, just so you know, bud, I went through for Roger Dodger. I went through the terms of service, and I went through their entire contract. There are more things that they're going to do to take advantage of you than the other way around that you sign off on. Yeah, like they own your likeness. You basically authorize that not only will you never, ever do anything with the app, ever try and screw them over in any way, shape, or form, but they will use anything from you, including communication directly to them, photographs that you happen to take through their app, anything. It's theirs forever and ever, and they'll do what they want with it, and you can kiss their ass. That's kind of what it says. You know, they say binding arbitration with an arbiter that they pick, which means they're going to get a fake judge that's on their side no matter what, so you always lose if you have a problem with them. It's intelligent. I like it. If I was a company, I would have the fuck you contract too. It's just to protect yourself. But they're not super strict. They don't have very explicit things like you can't use the company name or brand. I was surprised. They don't really have much in there other than represent yourself and the company, in a way that wouldn't be embarrassing. Which means you wouldn't be like, hi, I work for this company. Go fuck yourselves. So leave the name out and you're fine. So there's nothing to correlate you with them. So it's safe. John can attest. I've been contract knowledgeable since 1999.
He likes to think he is, so I'm assuming he's correct.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate your backup.
I'm always here for you. I am the wind beneath your wings.
Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be. I could fly higher than an eagle. Because
you need that Titanic song playing in the background now?
You are the wind beneath my wings. The wind beneath my wings. Let's see what we have here. Huh, look at that.
Speaking of narcissists.
Can you believe, try marketing yourself as a commodity, right? You have to be a certain amount of narcissist. This was before I tore my groin, broke my back, and gained 40 pounds, but oh well. Good picture. I took that myself right here in this living room. Those are not visual effects. Those are the actual reflection of the clique light off of my microphone. What do you think?
Nice, guys.
Not bad, huh? Look at those green eyes. What a handsome fellow. All right. I like that one. The help shelf. I hadn't figured out if I was going to do shelf help or help shelf. I was acting like I was forcing myself to give head to a microphone. I thought that was good.
Was it really forced?
The help shelf? No.
I thought you were just practicing.
I still have it.
Okay.
Filed a restraining order, so I have to leave it over there. But
looks like you're being held captive.
what is going on? Damn, son. Look at those shades. Those are dope. Were you about to get on your motorcycle? Yeah, I just got my haircut.
Yeah, how many pictures of Jeff can we show in a row?
Why don't you ask your mother?
Yes,
She's got the rest of them.
That's the answer.
I don't know what else is on this photo, so who knows? It could be all me. It could be some of your mom, maybe your sister. Oh, there's some artwork that I did.
My mom?
Yeah, that
My
was your mom.
sister?
What?
What?
I would never say shit. I'd never say something like that. That's inappropriate.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop you. It's gonna be your problem.
John's only 20 miles away. He can come over here and kick my ass.
I'm a little bit further today.
Oh.
I'm up north, so yeah, a little bit. I know it looks like I'm in the home studio, but I'm not.
Up north where?
Saddlebrook Ranch.
Oh, you're probably closer to me at this point then.
Oh, I wouldn't know. I don't get invited to your house.
Shut the fuck up.
I believe that's passive aggressive, folks. For those listening earlier, I apparently am a pro at gaslighting.
Fucking gaslighting asshole. All right. Let me see if I can find some videos that aren't of sexual nature. Okay.
Well, that leaves out all the videos of your mom. Then that's for sure.
Hello.
Well, Roger was saying how he saw her and she was exhausted. I was like, yeah, because I just left.
Oh, nice. Nice. All right, here we go. I found them. Luckily, they're on my Google Photos. Let's get them queued up. These are just practice. Oh, all right. I'm gonna have to figure out how to make the screen a bit bigger. Oh, full screen. That'll work. Shit, just hit the full screen button. That's amazing. The things you can accomplish.
You read everything?
Here we go. All right. Are you ready?
Oh, I like this. I like the sunglasses.
Yeah.
Greetings. This is Angela, along with my cunt. We're ready to do whatever we could, and we'll be doing it always, hard and long.
Hard and long.
Greetings. This is Angela, along with
my cunt.
My cunt. We're ready to do whatever we could, and we'll be doing it always, hard and long.
Very nice. I like that. Very good.
Oh, that's great. All right. What do we...
Outstanding.
My cunt here, on a mission.
Nice.
To pick up number 1 and number 2 from Big Sister. It's gonna be a long, drawn-out battle. The school zone is formidable.
Outstanding.
Evil looking all around.
The school zone is formidable.
That is outstanding.
I got my sidekick with me.
That needs to be the name of the video. The school zone is formidable. That is outstanding.
Oh,
good stuff, dude.
My cunt here.
My cunt.
On a mission.
On a mission. So good. I think there's a third one.
To pick up number 1 and number 2.
Okay, we got that one. I don't know what direction I'm supposed to skip here.
From Big Sister.
Let's see. Here we go.
My cunt here.
My cunt.
Secondary log. We're here at the prison, ready to rescue number 1 and number 2.
The elementary school.
We'll have to look around for a new space to get in, but we'll find it. Or die trying.
I love how winded he sounds too. That with that voice, that is outstanding, dude. I love it.
Secondary log. We're here at the prison, ready to rescue.
All right, so you're gonna have to splice in what his mission is before you play the videos, and then have him go and play by play like he just did.
Choose to accept it.
All right, the hardest part of your mission, my cunt, is gonna be the school zone because it is formidable. That is outstanding. Good stuff, dude.
Oh, so funny. So, Twitch or chat, what do you guys think? Anybody give a little?
Mama Fox said that was great. Timmy hasn't responded yet. We got 3 in the chat. Becky went to bed because she has gym at 4 a.m.
Well, I'm also one of the ones on chat.
Oh, okay. So right now we have Timmy and Mama Fox. And Timmy, are you allowed, because you are in Canada, are you allowed to speak? I don't know because it's kind of locked down right now in Canada.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah. Trudeau's coming to get you.
Yeah, we don't want him to
Boogie.
What do they call the Mounties? The Royal Canadian Mounted Police? Is that what they are?
That's right. That's it.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah, he said it's good. Splice it in.
Send out the bad guy. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do a little production on it. I gotta get some people like volunteering to help out on the show, because here's the thing: I have a lot of ideas. I don't have a lot of time. It's on me. I get it. I'm trying to spin all the plates. But if anybody watching, even if you're watching video on demand, shoot me a message, daddy@theshelfhelpshow.com, daddy@theshelfhelpshow.com. If you're any good at anything, I don't give a fuck. If it has to do with digital or marketing, or are you good at making campaigns? Can you make videos? I've got all the resources that you can need. You don't have to have anything except for maybe a computer with at least an i3 in it. Really nothing. You have a 286 K-Pro 88. What was it? K-Pro 8288 from 1989.
I don't even know what language you're speaking right now, dude.
You can have like an original IBM. You can have a Commodore 64. That's all you need, really.
I look kind of crazy out here in the dark. With my hair like this.
What happened?
He does have the Ron Jeremy mustache, though.
Yeah. A little bit, huh?
Oh, I like that. So Mama Fox says, I got to admit, I keep seeing him hiding through the grocery store, trying to take items off the shelf before other people grab them.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
I could get away with that, I would.
You could for a while.
Yeah, he's badly slinking around shelf corners with the music in the background, like den 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 den. But we probably can't use that music.
So we can use that music if I do it.
Yeah, you just have
if
to.
I go dun, 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 dun,
oh, okay.
Dun, dun, dun,
very, very good. That's good stuff.
Then you have to do like jazz fingers and go. Doo-doo, doo-doo.
We can give him a regular segment every week. That would be outstanding.
We'll do Tuesdays and Thursdays. You give us enough to work with.
So I am not good technically, but I can write really good copy. Really good copy. So someday when you invite me to your house and we can
Yes. You could write the missions, right?
Yeah.
And give me a voice that sounds like it's gonna destruct in like 12 seconds.
Your mission, if you decide to, I don't know what he says. If you decide,
your mission, if you choose to accept it.
If you choose to accept it, is finding the last bottle of distilled water at the local grocery store. This message will self-destruct in 3, 2, 1. Yeah,
perfect.
Something like that.
Perfect. I don't have to.
Agent Hunt.
Agent Hunt.
No, it's got to be Agent Mike Hunt.
Or yes, Agent Mike Hunt.
It's got to be
Michael. And then you can call Michael, and then you go back to Mike Hunt. Mike Hunt. This is really important. Yeah, you got to just decide when he's Michael and when he's Mike Hunt. When he messes up, he's my cunt. The last mission, my cunt, was awful. Whatever. Michael, the next mission, if you choose to accept it.
That's right. You failed the last mission. You couldn't find the last bottle of distilled water.
You really cunted that one up, I'll tell you what.
God damn it. Where's Angela Bassett when we need her?
I heard LBJ had a 10-inch pecker. Is that true?
I thought the dog was a girl.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, LBJ, Lyndon B. Johnson.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, so the dog is a boy.
The one who.
Oh, so you changed the dog to Angela Bassett, which is a girl's name.
Right.
Okay, now I
There's a
understand.
male dog. Yeah.
Okay.
LBJ.
Fair enough.
Oh, you see the irony in that?
Yeah.
But I thought that was the best when Roger Mike here. I just texted him like, "Hey, maybe let's try it like this. Call the dog Angela, my cunt." And then he's like,
No,
"Angela
absolutely.
here."
That would be
Pardon me.
awesome. No, a
Angela
segment.
here with a dog, my cunt.
Yeah, a segment
Nice.
every show.
It's even better. Even better. So yeah, Roger, I want to give you a little. Let's give you a little round of applause. Come on, help me! Yay!
That was awesome, dude. That
Nice
was
work.
fun.
I mean that was like the day after. The day after I met you, and I'm like, hey, you willing to give this a try? Here's some ideas.
That's cool, dude.
You ran them by me, and then you went and did them. Very proud. As you got a future. I was worried since I hadn't heard from you for a couple of days that you were like, that was a horrible idea. Oh, you talked to someone who talked you out of it. Like, no, don't talk to this guy. Don't trust him. We don't know who this guy is. He wears weird clothing on his shows.
Yeah, I told him when he puts the hood on, it looks like he's a biker, beard biker guy who likes Lord of the Rings. That's what it looks like now.
Oh my God! Now I'm feeling rascal on a motorcycle, riding through Middle Earth.
It's,
Middle Earth on a hog.
that would be outstanding. Oh, we got to get him a quiver with a bunch of arrows in it. Oh, that would be outstanding.
I don't understand.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
No,
you do.
I don't know that stuff.
Whatever. Yeah.
No. I know The Hobbit. I watched
Same difference.
I never read the books though.
That's
I
Really?
Yeah, I don't like fantasy. I know it's weird.
That explains the yoga pants.
I don't understand. I don't understand how that became a pejorative all of a sudden. Like me thinking women in yoga pants is a sexy thing.
No. It's not. It doesn't crack my top 5, and I was just curious, where you were at. That's
The
all.
fact that they're practically nude with a nanometer of cloth around their areas.
Okay.
And it is not alluring at all to you? No?
Again, I got a skirt thing, dude. I'm sorry. It's where my brain lives. Can't help it.
In and out of existence.
I didn't hear what he said.
Your cup is phasing in and out of existence.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, everything is a vibration in the world right now. So that's the way it is. Beer comes in and out of the universe.
Cup the balls. There you go.
Oh, with all the allergy medicine, I can't believe I'm still functional.
Are you?
Oh. Hopped up on Benadryl, Sudafed.
Ugh. You know, I found that once I stopped
I'm on
having
Adol.
once I stopped having allergies, I found that I didn't have allergies anymore. Well, you know that. That's all it took. I quit allergies. Have you ever thought about doing that?
I don't have that kind of mental strength.
I mean, I got diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, and then that helped me get over my allergies. So,
Oh, well, that's fair.
yeah.
So you just blamed it on the autoimmune disease instead of saying you had allergies.
No, actually, the autoimmune disease was actually the primary cause of the allergy my whole life. I didn't realize that if you have what's the right word? If you have a disruption in your gut biome, that will fuck up the rest of your body. You'll have a histamine response for every damn thing. I was allergic to every fucking thing until I found out I had celiac celiac brew. And then as soon as I got off wheat, rye, and barley, I didn't have any more allergies, and I had them my entire life.
Huh.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm willing to put up with this once every 2 years to be able to drink beer. I'm good.
I know. I miss it. They make like 3 good gluten-free beers, but otherwise it's
So Stone makes a low gluten. I don't understand why that would matter.
low.
Low gluten. Yeah, it's the Delicious IPA. I think it still has gluten in it, but it has a lot less. But I would think if you're intolerant or allergic, it wouldn't matter if there was just a little in there. It would still fuck with you.
I would think if you're intolerant and you don't actually have an extreme response to it, like die of cancer, like that's So my dad got taken out very young. We suspect because it tends to be genetic and it runs through chromosome lines. One of my daughters, one of my 4 kids has it, Haley. Yeah. Anyways, aside from
So I have questions for Roger. Roger, have you always lived in California?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
go,
That was it. That was
next,
really it.
go.
That was the only other question I had
Hey,
for him.
you like to ask questions and figure out how people not our age, how they think, process, what's important to them, what's not. They have a take on all this millennial goofy shit or not.
Do you really think I'm that deep?
You are, because
I was just curious, being the transplanted devil. I was just wondering if he was from there or if he was from another place. And if you had any stories why he lives there. But if he's been there the whole time, that kind of blew that right the fuck out the window. So I was like, hey, I have questions.
ask them what prison was like.
Was prison hard?
No, but
Not at first, but after he put both hands on it, it was hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Dadbod Biker Beard.
What kind of music do you like,
Prison Rape 101.
Roger?
And it's a wide variety. Variety. Variety.
So, he's having a hard time saying the word variety.
Variety is a complicated word with your tongue is wide.
Well, drugs are legal in California.
You can smoke the doobie if you want to, buddy.
Yes.
Like oldies, classical, show tunes,
Okay.
metal. Usually, if it gets me to bob my head, I'll listen to it.
Okay.
Slayer, Megadeth.
As long as it has a good tune, then yeah.
He likes show tunes mainly, I think.
So the reason he brought Slayer.
Don't rain on my parade.
So he's bringing Megadeth and Slayer up because he feels that the only music I like is really super heavy metal, like thrash metal, because I do.
I didn't say it's the only.
Actually, I do like show tunes as well. I do like show tunes. Rocky Horror Picture Show, dude. That's show tunes.
That's great.
Jekyll and Hyde, show tunes. Oh yeah, that's a Phantom of the Opera, show tunes.
Hamilton.
Never saw it.
Carousel. Yentl. Fiddler on the Roof.
Saw that.
Jesus Christ Superstar.
Showman.
Great.
Oh, Jesus Christ Superstar. Did I ever tell you that story? Jesus Christ Superstar?
No.
My old man used to have an 8-track down in the basement where he used to work on, he'd have the big bandsaw and all the manly shit that he never taught me how to use any of.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, he taught me how to change my oil. That was about it. But he would have an 8-track player down there, and he would put Jesus Christ Superstar on all the fucking time. And all I could hear is the part that Pontius Pilate says, "Walk across my swimming pool." Like it was constantly in my head all the time. And I can't believe I'm not stranger than I am, really. So I grew up listening to James Taylor, ABBA, John Denver, and the Jesus Christ Superstar soundtrack. So, hey, look, you're in Middle Earth. Look at that. Put your hood on. Put some arrows in the quiver there and, clinch up there, Legolas.
Dun, 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 dun.
So okay, so what? So you got the Goofy movie T-shirt on. So you a big Disney fan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. As I look at my Disney movie collection over there.
Okay. So are you old school? Are they VHS? Or are they DVD or Blu-ray? Or a
They
little bit of
are
both?
They are Blu-ray and DVD.
Okay, gotcha.
Who's that behind me?
Sauron? No.
Sauron?
No. Is it? I don't know.
No, that's not Sauron. That's
Okay.
from
Yeah, I don't know.
Angmar.
Yeah. Not I read the books when I was a kid. I've seen all the movies.
It's from the video.
But the Hobbit movies did not make an impression on me because I saw apparently I know that's Gandalf the Grey, right? I saw. Boy, you really look like you belong right now. Look at you. You're all set with that hood up there. I saw the first two movies apparently in the theater, and we were going to watch the second movie again at my buddy's house, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we went to the theater and saw this." I was like, "I drink a lot and do a lot of drugs, so there's a possibility that I have bad memory." And I was like, "No, I've never fucking seen this." And all of a sudden, it's the one where they're singing, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I did see this." So I never saw the third one. Oh, is Smog the second one?
Smog is the second one, yes.
Okay, yeah, I never.
The third one doesn't really have any. I don't think really had any singing in it. I think it was all prepared for the battle.
Okay, I love the Lord of the Rings. The Return of the King is probably my favorite by far. I watched the first one and the theater. And again, I don't remember how the books ended or began or anything like that, but I remember reading them all. So I remember the whole story. And they were done with the first movie, and I went, fucking nothing happened. Are you kidding me? This is how it ends?
Right.
And it really didn't start to rock and roll till movie number 2. So, but it was excellent.
And did they
The
do
Lord
three
of the
Hobbit?
Rings or the Hobbit?
Lord of the Rings.
What's the difference? It's the same story, isn't it?
No, Hobbit's a prequel.
I know.
Oh,
I read the Hobbit. I had them. I've owned them. I tried to read them, but and I'm a proficient reader. For some reason, I don't know. Just never piqued my interest.
well, you said you don't like
Fantasy.
fiction.
Like
Oh,
every
fantasy.
now and then, like I will get into. I will find a fiction or even a fantasy or a sci-fi. And by every now and then, I mean 1991. You know. That I can dig into and I'll really enjoy it. And there's even some more recent ones. There's Harry Dresden, the Dresden Files, where he's a warlock. That's fantasy.
I did really
Files,
like. I did
I
like
like
the
those.
TV show, and I was really hoping that it would keep going, but
you know,
it didn't.
I like that
So
a lot. Those are actually really good. What's some other ones? I don't know. Every now and then I'll find a character that resonates with me, and that's really what I need. I need a character that speaks to my brain, and I'll be like, okay, I'm in this. I'm gonna follow and see what happens. But otherwise, it's always a search for knowledge and truth that I'm always digging into, and I can appreciate the moments when I allow myself to get away from trying to solve whatever fucking problems are going on inside my head, and just enjoy the fact that I'm rooting for an elf and a fairy to get it on and, you know, solve a murder or whatever the fuck's going on, you know.
yeah,
Or-
it's
or a
no. You're
cyberpunk.
rooting for a ranger and an elf to
Oh.
get it on. That's really what you were rooting for.
I don't know. Are they hotter?
Well, the dad was always against it.
Yep,
Do they wear yoga
and that's Mr. Smith, right, from the Matrix movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
pants? Oh, he plays,
Hugo something.
what's it? He plays the...
Hugo Weaving,
Yeah,
Weaver,
Hugo
Weaving.
Yeah, Hugo Weaving, yeah.
Ah, there we go.
Nice.
See, I have my nerd card. Mine's laminated, so you can't even take the corners off of it. I mean, I'm serious.
Wow.
Serious. Well, you're the one with the map behind you there, Jeff.
I did this because you guys painted me as a what? What am I? Middle
Now, The
Earther?
Hobbit was actually supposed to be different. It was from the director before Peter Jackson took over. Because the director before, I can't remember his name, was only going to be 2 movies for The Hobbit.
I thought Peter Jackson directed them all. Did he not? Or maybe he just produced them?
I don't know, but Amazon paid $1 billion for the rights. A
shit.
$1 billion.
Are you? Well, oh my. Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Content is king, my friend. It played. Actually, I think it was the Super Bowl. They showed the first commercial for what's going to happen. It's like before there were rings, before there was I don't know,
Wait,
but
wait, are they doing remakes? What are they doing?
no, it's going to be a prequel series.
I think it's the stories from the Silmarillion,
Okay.
which is another book.
Yeah, I remember that. I've owned it like 3 times and given it away. But okay, I thought they paid $1 billion for the rights to replay the shows.
No,
Oh,
J.R.R. Tolkien's one of his sons or somebody died, so all of a sudden it was all under control by one relative supposedly, and they were not willing to sell the rights, and then all of a sudden the one person died, and apparently they were able to convince them. Imagine that, convincing somebody for $1 billion. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, $1 billion. Let's start at $1 billion.
That's crazy. $1 billion.
Well, don't know how much they're going to be spending on each episode, though.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, right? So every big Marvel movie is made over $1 billion. So is $1 billion a lot to spend on the rights?
No, not when you're Netflix and you also have the replay of that in perpetuity. That's
right.
where people are going to go. No other platform's going to have it.
Right.
And there are tens of millions of fans of that specific
story. Absolutely.
So, I mean, you're good.
I mean, ask Disney when they bought Marvel.
Or Disney when they bought Star Wars for $40 billion. They're like, no problem. We'll make it up quickly.
Oh, and they already have.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild. $40 billion to sell your story. That's crazy.
So tonight's beverage is Pebblehead from the local brewery here in Santan Valley in Chandler. Santan, my favorite brewery in Arizona. This is beverage number 6, but who's counting? What'd you say?
Orange juice for me.
He's crazy. He's drinking orange juice.
Is there vodka in it at least?
No, I can't have alcohol.
Oh,
I won't allow it.
Well, being in California, do you play with the herbage, sir?
I did a couple of times to see if it would help with my migraines, and it depends.
Yeah.
I don't really smoke it, but I had it in edible form and
that's the way.
Liquid drops.
No, that's good.
I gotta try that. The liquid drops. I had a buddy tell me to do that into beer. The liquid drops. Yeah.
Probably work.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to do that. Yeah.
John.
And cheers to you too, Timmy. Thank you very much for saying cheers. That's awesome. Timmy is 2 hours ahead of us right now. So it's about 2 a.m. in Ontario, Canada. Are you drinking right now, Timmy, or did Justin Trudeau say you're not allowed to do that either?
I'm drinking again to the end.
Yeah, so one of our regulars, is from Canada. So that is kind of cool that you get to see how the other half lives.
What happened to our Irish friend? He hung out for a while.
I don't know.
Better guy from Ireland.
Well, I think once you called him a leprechaun, that probably turned him off a little bit.
Whatever. People get so sensitive. Make it one for my baby, and one more for the road. I'm trying to find what the fuck I named the spot that I made for you, for us.
So Timmy's not working. He's not drinking because he's got to get up for work in 5 hours. God, you're a dedicated motherfucker. You know that, Timmy. You're a good dude.
You know we get less sleep than that.
Oh no, not me. Like we'll be done at 1, and I'll sleep till 8:30. Because oh yeah.
I have to be in the office by 8.
No. See this. I'm actually at my workstation right now. So I know it looks like I'm in a studio, but I'm not. I'm in Mom's house.
No, it looks like I'm in a map of the Middle Earth or some shit, but I'm not.
Roger, are you a fan of the Witcher series?
I've watched the animated one. I haven't watched the live action one yet.
Okay.
Oh, I found it.
Was not a fan of the Wheel of Time or the Wheel in Time or whatever that came out. I wasn't thrilled with that, but I like The Witcher. Thought The Witcher was pretty good. Oh, Timmy, I wanted to ask you excited for Shoresy?
Stop.
Stop what?
Not you, sorry.
I thought you were telling me to stop talking about sitcoms in Canada because you're a racist.
Yeah. You see I healed the rift between us and those blackies?
I know. You did. So I am sending an olive branch, which really it should be like a barley branch because they like to drink as much as I do in Canada.
Yeah,
so
but
actually, I don't think that's true though because he would be drinking. Oh, he's not heard of it. Oh, it's going to be the spinoff from Letterkenny. Very excited for it. Very excited. I grew up in upstate New York, so I kind of feel like I'm a quarter Canadian. So
I don't know how he is because he's all Jewish. So
I still have to do that 23andMe.
I proved it.
I really have to. No, you didn't prove shit. You had a good argument, but until I send it to 23, and you know what?
What did your mom say when you said, "Hey, my buddy just says"?
Oh yeah, she was like, "Huh." She didn't like say no. She was like, huh. She goes, how much does that thing cost? It's like, I don't know. It's like $100 or something. She goes, you going to do it? And I'm like, yeah, I haven't done it. I got to do it though. I will do it. I got to check out Groupon, see if there's a cheaper version.
To respect the work that John puts into the show with me.
I don't put any work whatsoever into this.
Sitting here and shooting shit with me.
Oh, okay.
Because I had a slide in the first show intro that had transplanted devil and hey, stop fighting over the fucking quesadilla. Sorry, the rats are going crazy.
Or the 2 children he has locked up in a small cage.
Yeah, the children here.
Mama Fox, that's good to know you don't spit. I'm just letting you know for those at home. That's good. That's good to know. She said that she got the kit for Christmas and still has not spit in the tube yet. Oh, so when I was sticking it the Q-tip in my ass. Oh, that's not how you do that? Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, breaking news from Sinatra Studios.
That's right. I recut the spot for John.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Magnets!
Am I in a dress on this one?
Yes.
No.
Emotional damage!
Help me understand what it is that makes white people so
I got to the Senate 180 years ago.
Who is this?
Better than anybody else. And you don't know my state. My state was a slave state. My state is a border state. My state is the 8th largest black population in the country. My state is anything from a northeast liberal state.
Get your words straight, Jack.
Get the fuck out.
You are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor.
Get out.
You can't handle the truth. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
My name is Jeff.
Hello?
Hey.
Daddy? Giggity, giggity.
Oh my.
You're not narcissistic at all.
Try to market something for yourself, dickhead, and not feel like you're weird. I'm literally a cult of personality. And people are like, why'd you name the show Geoffrey Sinatra? I'm like, oh, Sinatra's easy to remember, and I'm a huge fan. And like, well, why would you just call it after like you though? If people know that to be you, and I said, I don't know.
Because you're the fucking host. That's why.
Yeah. They're like, but who knows you? Some people, I guess. I don't know. We'll find out.
So did we get some good reactions from more of the interview type show that we did?
Yeah, actually, a lot of good reaction. And we potentially have a interview on Thursday that you and I could do.
Okay.
Depending on whether or not you're going to be early, late, I'm not sure what your schedule is. I might just go back to back. But a young man, 21 years old, raised in a very strict Calvinist Christian household.
Okay. So he rode horses.
Calvinists are like they're like the kind of like the John Kellogg. I don't know if they're vegetarian, or vegan, but they're hardcore legalists.
Kellogg that's the one that did the fuck. What was that movie called?
It was the Battle Creek, Michigan one. The
what was it called though? Because it was filmed up in Mohawk, up in New Paltz. John Cusack was up there with Anthony Hopkins, and what the hell was it called?
Open Range?
What?
Open Range?
No. This was where they were doing enemas and stuff like that. And
the sanitarium was called what? Battle Creek Sanitarium.
Yeah, but what was the name of the movie? It's driving me crazy. Fuck.
The Road to Wellville.
Yes. Yeah, it was filmed when I was going to college up there. That's when it was filmed. So those guys would come down and party. Well, not Anthony Hopkins, but John Cusack and his friends would come and party.
John Harvey Kellogg lived to 91 years old. And he died in 1943. Like 91 back then was...
well, I mean, because he was the first one to really put in calisthenics and exercise.
Fiber.
So Timmy wants to know, why did you call it shelf help?
Shelf help. Oh, I don't remember. No, the shelf help. There's the self-help industry in and of itself is ginormous, right? So there's at any given time there's 250,000 books floating around that are trying to address, I don't know, pick a fucking verb, right? Like I say, if you're afraid that you're dying and you can't stop it, which is really what all of us have in common. We are hurtling towards our death at an incredible rate of speed, and you can't slow it down. And then between now and then, you're trying to figure out, what's my purpose? Why the fuck am I here? What's the meaning of all this? You're not gonna find the answer in a self-help book. I read a lot of books to try and figure out what my words are, because I think if you want to understand your emotions and you want to understand your behaviors, you have to figure out how to name it and define it first. So going through my divorce, I had to reach out and I had to start learning other people's languages who had already defined the things that I was feeling that I couldn't really put anything to it, right? If you want to forgive somebody or you want to heal, the first thing you have to do is you have to name the pain. You have to name whatever that is. You have to say it out loud. You have to speak it. You have to be able to identify it. And I went through a lot of books to figure that out. A lot of books, a lot of lectures, a lot of everything. And it became simple. It's like, have a community of people and friends that you can go to and tell your story so you can name your pain, so you can forgive, get past, whatever the case may be. There are things that control us in our lives, especially when we're feeling low, because there's that ultimate thing that always controls us, which is our sense of destiny, our sense of belonging, our sense of mortality. Those things, we are all exactly the same for that reason. I don't know anyone who doesn't worry about the fact at some point that you're going to die.
I think the older I get, the more I think about it.
Yeah. Well, when people start dying is in the generations ahead of you, and then faster, and then faster, and then faster. I was talking to a buddy today at work, and he said, what do you think when Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Chris Walken, 78 to 81 years old, all of them, when they're gone? Who picks up the mantle?
Right.
Will you ever have those icons again, or are they gone forever? Sean Connery's gone. He's gone forever.
Right.
He was like, 85, 10 years ago. But you think about that. These people are all dying. I said, well, you got Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio. He's like, well, yeah, but those guys are young. I said, no, Leo's my age. The other two are almost 60, 58, 59 years old. Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise. They're fucking senior citizens already. He's like, fuck. I just don't know how to process that. It was funny because this came up in like kind of casual conversation about like your musical influences, people in entertainment who influence you, your heroes. Well, what do you do when they all start kicking off? What do you have left? I'm like, all you have left is your mortality. You start looking at that, and it gets a little nerve-wracking, and you start to realize that this is a one-way trip as far as we can tell. So here's the thing: self-help. You don't have to buy 250,000 books to figure out why you have these feelings of alone. You don't have to have these. You don't have to buy 250,000 books to find out why you're worried about the fact that you're going to die someday. You are. The trick is, you have friends, and you can. If you don't feel like you have immediate friends, you will make friends. I have 1,100 friends on Facebook. Friends. I spent 2 years completely silent. I didn't tell a joke. I had nothing to say because I was miserable. I wanted to not be alive. I just had to take care of my kids, get through the divorce. For 2 years, I didn't reach out to a fucking person. I ignored everyone. And then I start a podcast, and I reach out to people, go, hey, I'm going to do this thing. And all of a sudden, everyone's like, where the fuck have you been? I love you, Jeff. I love you. And I'm like, what? John was one of those guys too. I was just I put in a Facebook meeting page or something, and he was traveling for business, I think.
Yep.
He pops in. He's like, hey, what is this? What are you doing? I'm doing this thing. He's like, really? And he's just like chatting with me, and I'm like, I haven't seen you for 7 years. And just like that, we reconnected like that. I was up in Phoenix with my kids, taking them to a water park.
Yeah, I don't know what part of the country I was, but I wasn't here. I was traveling for work.
And that's where I had this moment. I'm like, when I put out something positive, I didn't have anything positive to say for 2 years, so I didn't say anything at all. What did they teach you, right? If I have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. I didn't talk to my mother for a year. She's like, hey, I'm just checking in on you. I'm like, cool, all right. If you want to talk, I'm like, I don't. I have nothing good to say about life at all. I'll get through it though. I'll get through it. Trust me. I worked hard to try and get through that. But crazy. I had all these friends. I never said I need help. But as soon as I said, hey guys, I'm doing this. Basically, I need help. I'm going to do this thing. Anyone want to support me? What was the difference? The difference was just my mindset.
Absolutely.
My mindset. No one thought differently of me. I thought differently of me.
Somebody had said to me, wait a minute, didn't you want to punch Jeff Adams in the face?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And you're on a podcast with him every week? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They had no way. They're like, all right.
You can't
I'm
get,
like,
you can't get past
Biding
it.
your time.
huh?
I think you're just biding your time.
Yeah, he's never seen me in person.
That's why he doesn't invite me over his house.
He's gonna,
I'm like, hey, Jeff, before we do anything else,
he's gonna knock me the fuck out. This was for 10 years ago, motherfucker.
yeah.
10 years he's been waiting to kick my ass. Damn it.
No interest.
I know.
Nope, no interest.
But you see what I mean? It was mindset. And so I started thinking, like, where I got most passionate talking and doing these shows was when it was around, like, my discoveries, the things that I found. Like, here's the thing that I learned that helped me be better. You know, here's a foundation that I created because of it. Here's some people that inspired me because of it. You know, I talk about Jordan Peterson or Dr. Brene Brown or Joe Rogan for just asking questions and listening. You know, who are the people who think in a way that I don't think, who have learned to define things in a way that I didn't previously know to define. I believe a lot in communication, and I believe a lot in, like I said, words. Words define behavior. Behavior drives intent. Intent will then create an outcome.
I think the biggest thing you said is mindset, though. Mindset is where if you allow yourself to open that door, then those words can come in and change your perspective. But if your mind is not set up to be malleable, right? I mean, if you are in a certain state that no matter what anybody says or whatever you read or whatever you hear, if it can't penetrate, I wanted to throw that word penetrate your way, Jeff. I thought you'd like that. I'm a little wet right now as well. But unless you are willing, right, I think it's mindset. It all starts with mindset.
So,
and then, you know, and after that, you're open to all these other people's ideas.
I'll challenge you a little bit. It's like, to me, it's you're not wrong. Definitely, I'm not saying you're wrong at all. But there's what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Because I've thought about this, helping other friends apply this general idea, my own brand of therapy. They're like, I don't believe that you can just will yourself through depression. And I had another friend who said, I believe that if you pray to God, that you will have a chance, but without God's divine intervention, you're fucked. And I was like, okay. Like, all these are fine. I'm not trying to argue it. So I said, what if you can have your mindset change because you can change your working definition of what defines your life right now? Like, what are the things that define where you are right now? You don't have to know where you want to go yet. You just have to know that you want to move forward.
Right.
So, like, let's spell out what's going on with you right now. What are the words you think? Like, when you wake up in the morning and you feel like, fuck, like a lot of people. What is it about yesterday or the past that pops in your head first? And then what is it about today or the future that pops in that makes you not want to get out of bed?
Right.
And then we kind of start breaking down like, well, in the past, I only regret. Fair. We often live in regret, right? That's absolutely fair. What else? And, you know, they kind of spell out, you know, bitch. You know?
Poor Roger's like, I thought this was a comedy show. What the fuck?
But, you know, they kind of spell
He's like, I'm going to hug my dog a lot when this is over. I just want to let you know that.
Thanks, Roger. Sorry, buddy. But, you know, the way I showed them was I said, let's pick some words to describe your now, describe your past. You can't picture your future at all, and that's fine. But let's just pick the words that you can define those things. And when they started to understand, like, resentment, shame, guilt, you know, anger, all these things, you know, then why can't you move forward? Why can't you get past it? Like fear. Fear came out more than anything. They'd be like, anger and resentment. I'm like, no, that doesn't stop you from moving forward. Anger and resentment actually drive action. Those are action words. They drive action. They do. What stops action? Like fear. Okay, that's something, right? Because in the absence of clarity, take action. What is that? How do you do that? You have fear. You don't have any clarity of how to get past that fear. Do you just go back to bed and pull the covers over your head and say, I'm afraid and I'm not going to do it? Or do you have the courage to take a step away from fear? Whatever it might be. Whatever. Go to the fucking groceries. Change your paradigm. Change something. Being static and being afraid is not going to change that ever. You can't wait it out. You can drink it out, but then when you get sober again, you'll remember that you still have fear. So, what's the positive thing you can do that's not fearful? I can go to the grocery store. Cool, go do that. I can call a friend. Call a friend. Take action. Talk to a stranger on the fucking street. Take your dog for a walk. Like anything other than stay in the fear where you are. Take action. Life is easier.
That's basically what I had to do a couple of years ago, where I had to move on after I lost my job due to my migraines, and I fell into a big depression, and I gained weight, and I looked like when my friend came to visit from Vegas, he said when he saw me, I looked like Grizzly Adams.
Good luck.
And right then I took a look at myself and said, okay, I need to step forward and stop feeling sorry for myself and time to move on.
What's the first thing that you did?
Shaved, went to go get a haircut, and me and my friend, we just started walking a bit and talking, and basically it.
It's action. That's Roger. I'm sorry to hear that you went through that. It's tough. We've all been through changes in life that are hard to process. Nothing you want to talk about. Nothing you want to brag about. It's we have shame and guilt when we fail at anything, regardless of what the reason is. If someone fails us from something, we all have that same reaction. It's just like, whoa, you just want to crawl into a hole. The fact that you got out of it by doing something, that's awesome.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing, dude. You know how many people don't do that? But that's so, and by the way, thank you very much for sharing that.
Thanks,
too. So we are like very goofy and funny sometimes, but we actually talk about some heavy shit. We're really pro suicide hotline advocates and things like that. Like Jeff said, I mean, he brought it up that, he's going through a ton of shit, never reached out to anybody about it. But as soon as he kind of changed the venue, right, he talked about he was going to do this podcast. All of a sudden people started reaching back out to him. But you have to make you have to be the one that makes that first step, right? So, yeah. And again, thank you very much for sharing. All kidding aside and stuff. And like I said, we're goofy and silly, but it's super, super important. I wanted to bring something up that was not really deep, but something that happened at work, which
in your office at home.
At my office at home. So I constantly talk to companies all the time about upselling and adding value to maximize revenue at every stop. And all of a sudden I get this phone call from a very large company in Georgia, said, "Hey, I realized something today." And I go, "Okay, what'd you realize?" "Our sales guys are not taking advantage of upselling and selling for value." I went, "Excuse me?" She goes, Yeah. The shit you always say. The shit you always talk about. Right? And I go, "Okay. So can you do a webinar with 25 sales guys next week?" I'm like, "I could do it tomorrow, whatever you want." She's like, "Yeah. You know what? All of a sudden," and I know you fucking talk about it all the time, and this is exactly what she was saying, but it finally clicked. And I was like, okay, great. I was like, all right. So next week, and this is a company that does $50 to $60 million a year in services. And I'm like, sure, I would be happy. How much time do I have? She goes, how much time do you need? I said, that is a trick question. Do not give me as much time as I want.
Right.
Give me an hour. Hour's fine. All right, great. I'll have 25 sales guys on a webinar with you Tuesday morning. Is that cool? I'm like, absolutely. But it's just funny that sometimes when you think you're not getting through, right? And I don't know what it was that made it click for her, but I was like, fuck, I have been preaching this shit for 5 years. And finally, just how excited she was when she called me she's like, we got to talk. And I'm like, oh, okay, what's going on? Oh, I realized what you've been talking about. I'm like, what the fuck caused that? But anyway, I want to share that because
that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, because Jeff and I definitely come from I don't want to say a sales background, but a motivational speaking sales type situation. I don't know why I feel sales is a dirty word, but I kind of feel like it is sometimes. But it is, huh?
It comes, yeah. People have this impression that sales is manipulation,
right?
When it's not. It's actually you're a professional mind maker upper.
Right.
You're helping people see what's the value in
right.
Where are my crossroads? What do I possibly need, and then what's the best decision for me?
Right. And what can happen in the future? What could I need in the future?
Through it.
Absolutely. But yeah, it was excellent. So I called one of the account managers that sometimes will pop on a webinar with me because she has 2 of our biggest accounts, and I'm like, so this is going on. Do you want to be on this call? And she's like, fuck yes, that is amazing. I said, okay, I'll set everything up, and I'm pretty loosey-goosey. I mean, Jeff and I are both the same, where you could drop us in a room with 100 people and never have known them, and it would be like I've known them forever.
Right.
I did an hour and 15-minute speech to a company that we had 80 people in the room, and they are uber religious. And the hardest thing in my head to get through was don't curse. Just don't curse. And when I say curse, I don't mean fuck. I mean like hell or damn or, damn, that was good. So, but anyway, that was the hardest part. So I'm behind this podium, and there's 80 people that I knew, maybe a handful. And the first thing I did was grab the microphone and walk out in front of the podium. And basically, and that's, we're blessed and cursed with that kind of, I don't know, what do you want to call that, Jeff?
Irrational self-confidence?
Yeah, irrational self-confidence. And we both have it, unbelievable amounts of it. But there's zero bullshit. Like when I speak to a group like that, there's not anything I'm saying that I don't believe.
Correct.
And my job is to get their heads to be wired in the same, just for that hour, to get wired the same way I am, or to see things the way that I see it, and hope that they understand it. The greatest joy is watching their heads start going like this, like a bobblehead. Like, oh yeah, oh okay, I got, and you could whatever you want to say next, they're going to believe it. So the hardest part is not to exaggerate, not to go over the top. But when we talk, and Jeff, you obviously talking to Jeff, we kind of are very enthusiastic when we speak. So je ne sais quoi. Mama Fox says we both have the je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi.
What is that? What does that mean in French? It's that je ne sais quoi. It's like the.
You have the smell.
Is the what?
I don't know what he said.
You have the smell.
How the smell?
You have the smell.
The smell.
Oh, you have the smile.
Is that what that means? I'm gonna look it up. If it literally is French for "you have the smell," I'm gonna piss myself.
That's a T-shirt.
A quality that cannot be described or named easily.
Okay.
Okay, but what's the specific translation? What does the French saying mean? The definition of je ne sais quoi, that cannot be adequately described or expressed. Okay, I understand meaning. Like, what is the translation, for God's sake? Something inexplicable. It's usually modified in English. Certain. Okay, je ne sais quoi. I swear to God, just give me the fucking definition. Give me the definition! It puts the lotion on its skin.
Well, I think I'm gonna need to go ahead and head off to bed.
Oh, pussy. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I am.
Roger, thank you very much for coming on,
Oh, you
dude.
were
The
awesome.
clips were awesome. And again, thank you very much for sharing, dude. Thank you
Yeah.
very, very much. That means a lot.
Yeah, it
Welcome.
really
It was
does.
fun coming on.
Cool.
Well, we'll do it again, and as soon as you're up for it, we'll get some more videos under the under the belt, and we'll get those ready to go too. If you're cool with that.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Sleep well. Hope your headache feels.
Have a good
better.
night, man. Feel better.
Need anything, let
Thank
us know.
you.
Okay. Be well.
And have fun, you guys.
Thanks, buddy.
Always.
Stay out of trouble or don't get caught.
Yeah, don't get caught.
Amen.
You probably know the expression, mon chéri, mon. I'm trying to find just the damn definition. Mon do what? Oh, it means does a bear shit in the woods? Je ne sais quoi, French expression in English, meaning not something inexplicable. I know.
Mama Fox says it literally means I don't know what.
Oh, that's it. I just found it. In this moment, the moment
Oh.
you said it. Oh, mira, right here.
Oh, something she said that too. Inexplicable.
Yeah, I don't know what. Je ne sais quoi. Oh, that makes sense. I say no. Je ne. Oh, ne. Okay, that makes sense. Je is I. Ne is no. Se is to. No, it's to know. Like no. Ne. Ne is negative. Like in Spanish. Yo no sé. Yo no sé qué. That's what you say in Spanish. Yo no sé qué. Je ne sais quoi. Je t'aime, toi. Je t'aime. How do you say, voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? Soul sister. They met my lot down at old Moulin Rouge.
That was a good that Roger came on. That was very cool.
That was good. Roger, I appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah.
For sure.
Again, thank you for sharing, dude. No, that's cool. I like that he definitely started to feel comfortable where he was able to, to share. And that's cool. So go back to what you're talking about for Thursday.
Thursday, the Calvinist.
Unfortunately, Thursday for me is going to be like 10:30. Is that too late?
I'll check. I'll check with him.
Okay.
I'll let you know specifically.
Okay, because a chance to play trivia with my daughter at the pub, it's kind of a big deal. So,
understood. So I've got a couple lined up actually. I got to check back with Lyndon and then Steven. So Lyndon, let's see. We'll start with Steven's strict Christian, who for 20 years was under this very strict Calvinist household. Calvinist is a very, very very specific legalist Protestant faith, and not a lot of wiggle room. It's kind of like being a Quaker. It's an old-fashioned, really old school that not
long sleeve shirts and things like that. Yeah,
kind of hardcore.
That's the company I talked in front of. Is very similar.
Gotcha. So he's now at that age of rebelliousness when you want to do your Rumspringer.
Right.
He's curious about a lot of things. He suddenly is atheist, as far as he knows. I just say that because I understand. A lot of us have been there. He doesn't know what it all means. He doesn't think any of it's real. He's questioning everything he wants. He's interested in psychedelics. He wants to see what that's about. He wants to expand his mind because it's been so constricted for so long.
How old is he?
Huh?
How old is he?
21.
Oh, 21. You said that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's a young buck. So, I started talking to him a little bit, and then he asked about the show and what I do, and we talked about it, and he was like, he was like the perfect John fodder. Actually, he was exactly what John looks for in somebody who's young and like, how do you think? How do you process? How do you see the world?
Right.
Like, I want to understand how you see the world. And then when he was talking to me, I'm smirking because all of the strife that he's going through, all the turmoil, like, I don't believe in anything any longer, and I don't know what it's about, but I want to find something. I've been there. I've
Right.
done that. Got the T-shirt. From psychedelics to Islam to Buddhism to just try on anything and try and see what fits. And then how do you come to terms with maybe what you were raised with is the most comfortable, and that's okay to be there. It's not a bad thing, right? Or can you pick certain things out of it and find that there's value in what you were raised with, even if you don't stick with it precisely? You know, don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, right?
Right.
So I asked him, I said, would you be willing to have this discussion more in depth? He said, well, do you know about psychedelics? No, but I can do some research. He's like, really? Really? I'm like, yeah, okay. I haven't taken a lot, but I took them on purpose, right? With cause, and helped me to see things differently. So he said he would be willing to do it. So I believe he'll be Thursday. The other one is Lyndon. Lyndon is a. Did I bring up Lyndon last week by chance? Lyndon is a young man who works in the same place where I do. When he worked there, I was not in direct management. I told him that was your disadvantage. He said, I think it was. I said, because if under my tutelage in the prior several years, I would have hired you, I would have trained you, I would have coached you, mentored you, and promoted you because I was doing all the jobs. I chose to do the programming work to give myself a break from humans, but I miss humans a lot. So this kid was struggling. Even though I don't pay a lot of attention to people, I'm out in the middle of the floor, the sales floor, so I see people, and I saw that he was having a really hard time. He looked very frustrated with himself. He looked very down. So I remember I looked up, and I'm checking how many calls he made that day and kind of see what his outcome looked like, and it looked like he was struggling a lot, you know, and it happens. I don't know why I felt compelled. It's just because, okay, I know why. I recognize that nobody was helping him with the struggle.
Right.
And although I can see it 100 times a day if I look closely, I can't choose to look closely when I have tasks I have to accomplish. I have to. Because my job is more important to me than their job. And that's a fact. It always has been. I have to do my work. If they coincide, that's perfect.
Right.
If they don't, I can't save them all, right? So I remember I wrote him a note. He looked like he's about to quit. He looked like he was done. He had that look. You know, like when you see a grown man who's got tears in his eyes, and that just defeated awful look on their face, and you're like, man, you chose to come in here and feel like that. Like, I give you props for showing up. Why won't anybody else tell this kid that?
Right.
Thank you for coming here today. You didn't have to. It's a choice. Fuck, I hate that. So I took a moment, I hand wrote him a note, and I'm going to paraphrase, and I'm sure we'll talk about it this week when he's on. I basically said, you can do this. And the reason I know this is because we hired you to do it. So that means we see in you what you don't see in yourself, and that's okay. Sometimes you have to trust somebody else's perspective. So I'm asking you, don't give up. Come try again. And remember that you'll always have somebody here who believes in you, even when you forget to believe in yourself.
Right.
Best regards, Geoffrey. Put it on his desk at like 4:30. I went back to do my work. And then he was leaving at 5 o'clock, and he stopped and he said, we'd never spoken. I knew his name. He was like, thank you so much. I'm like, you're welcome. Just keep that. I want you to keep that. When you're having a tough time, read that, because it's true. Nothing I said in there was not true.
Right.
And he was like, thank you. Like, thank you so much. I'm like, I got you. The next few days, I remember he came in, he was just like, head up, shoulders back. It's just what we need in life. Sometimes we need someone just to believe in us.
Absolutely.
We're not solitary creatures. We're not good at it.
Nope.
fact that I've lived alone this long and go like 3 weeks without seeing my kids sometimes, I'm like, I can't believe I'm sane. There was a time when I wouldn't have been. Trust me. There was a time when I would have just been crying and cutting, or at least thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like I'm being facetious, but not.
Well, if you'd invite me over,
I know. No, I'm good now. I'm good. But
so now you don't need me to come over.
no,
Oh,
I
I
need
see
you,
how it
John.
works.
I will never not need you, my friend. There's a reason I reach out to you and invite you to this thing of ours. So, I think he did well for the rest of the week. He started booking appointments and knew what he had to do and doing his widget production. And he was every day he was like, "Thank you." I'm like, "I got you, dude."
So what is the main?
Then he quit. He said, "I'm sorry." He apologized to me. I'm not his boss. I'm just a guy who's in the office. And he goes, "I'm sorry, but I'd already been going through this before you found me."
Right.
And I can't pass up the opportunity. I said, "Dude, it's not personal. Take that note and that sentiment. I want you to take it with you because wherever you go, you need to know that I still believe in you. It doesn't change. It doesn't change." And he was like, I gave him a hug. It was a little like, little tearful a little bit. Like, I believe in you, man. You're okay. I use the Dadbod and the, daddy at whatever bullshit, but people would call me dad all the time and not in a goofy way. But because I just have this innate desire to give people that, like, you're okay. I got you. It's okay to have somebody care about you. It's okay to have somebody think that you're great.
Absolutely.
I'll be that person. I'm okay with that. And then people would come by my desk all the time and be like, "Hey, Pops, you need anything from the store? Hey, Dad." And my boss would be like, "Why the fuck is everybody calling you?" And, "Hey, Daddy." I'm like, "That's different. Jonathan wants to suck my dick. Totally different." He's like, "No, I call you Zaddy when I want to suck your dick." I'm like, "Okay. Well, anyways, go. Yeah, I'll take an iced tea. Go." He's like, "What is with you?" I'm like, I adopted him on accident. People need someone to fucking love them and care for them a little bit. That's what Jordan Peterson means to me. I had a great dad. But that dude, Jordan Peterson has the message like a fucking good dad would have a lecture for you.
Right.
Make your bed. Head up, shoulders back. Why don't you focus on doing something well for 2 weeks straight? Like as hard as you can. See what happens. Jordan Peterson's good at that stuff. And you'd be like, "Why, Dad?" And he'll tell you, "Well, from what I understand about human nature, this is what I'm thinking. I could be wrong, but I act as if God exists. Conduct yourself as if God is real." That guy is like, he's like the dad. He can be the dad of the fucking universe because he's got the stories, he's got the belief in you. That's always been my MO with people. Sometimes tough love starts wrong, and it starts with, "Are you a grown ass man?" And then they want to beat you up. But what you're trying to say is like, not I think you're immature or not. I think you're not all that. I'm trying to say, elevate yourself to understand this point of view that already exists before we come into it, instead of starting where you started. But it comes across wrong, and they want to beat you up. What I was telling John is, I believe that you are greater than the statements that you just made. That's honestly.
Yeah, it didn't come across that way.
I know it didn't come across that way. I made the assumption because you and I are wired so similarly that we were already on the same page before I came at you, and I realized I never established that. I am an intuitive human, and I said, "There's a guy that thinks like me. So therefore, if I come at this level, he'll be there already." And I'm like, "No, you don't start with hello and then criticize somebody. That's a bad way." "Okay, I'm not perfect. I could have started with, "Man, I appreciate you, buddy. Man, I appreciate your passion and your concern for your team, man. That's awesome." And then like left it, and then he would have been ready to talk to me. But I came out like, "Yeah, you punk bitch." I just talked to him the way I would have talked to myself in that situation, but I had to remember no one let him be at that level yet. And to me, that was a travesty, you know? Because honestly, as soon as we talked, I knew before we talked, I knew you were at the same level I was. I just didn't. I forgot that the culture of that place makes sure that you realize that you're subordinate. You know.
When I gave my 2 weeks, Javier was my supervisor at the time, and he goes, "You're fucking leaving?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "How long you been here?" I'm like, "I don't know, like 7.5 years." He goes, "Well, I'm supposed to get you to stay, but I don't know what to tell you." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, you're good, dude."
You did your
They
job.
made me work the full 2 weeks. I was like the only person I knew
That
that
didn't get cut early.
didn't get cut early. And I go, "Well, why the fuck didn't they cut me early?" And the answer I got was, "Well, we know you're not going to do anything to
Because
fuck with
you're a
anything."
man of your word. You're a man of your
And
word.
I'm like, "So then why wouldn't you try to keep me? Like why wouldn't you fucking, yeah."
They don't want to keep you, but they don't want to release you.
I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" And
What
it's
is
the I'm like, "You're the kind of person we want you to work for us, but you're leaving." Okay.
You're a pain. We don't want to keep you forever.
Right.
But we want to keep you for now.
Oh, they were terrified of me, dude. They were absolutely terrified of me. Absolutely.
Why do you think that is, John?
Because I automatically reject everything until I buy into it. And
Why would that be a challenge if you're?
Well, because they didn't explain things. They didn't explain why. They just said do, and that's a terrible way for somebody with my personality to be coached or trained or told to do something. But I'm your greatest advocate. If you can get me to buy in, I'm the person you want.
Yes.
All the time, because I'm the kind of person that will stand up in a group of people and go, "Hey guys, listen, this is what they're trying to do.
Yep.
This is the way we're trying to do it. Now, if you guys can think of another way or a different direction to go, but I think we really should go this way, because obviously they're not telling us to do this unless it's been proven, right? So let's give it a chance. Let's put everything behind it. Put all your energy behind it." But they never fucking did that, ever. They never. It was just do this.
When the problem is when you take away people's ability to think for themselves,
right?
And you have a management group that they are sheeple. They are sheeple.
Right.
Then sheeple leading sheeple is it's a hot mess for when the wolf stands out. So the advantage I have is I'm not sheep. I will question immediately behind closed doors. What the fuck? This makes no sense. Sell me on it, because this is what I see. I see fact, bullshit, and then you want bullshit because you want to hide the facts. So what's the cost-benefit analysis? Show me the A/B testing. Show me something. Show me something that says that this is a decision that is best for the company because. And then how is it best for the people who are going to implement it for you? Because if it only impacts them negatively and it's a positive outcome for the company, they're not going to care, because people want a cause to fight for. And if you can't give them a cause to fight for, and you can't give them a noble cause to fight for, then you're going to ask me to have them fight for me. And I can have them fight for me. And when you're a good leader, you can have people fight for you. Ignore the fucking general and ignore the army. Fight for me. Let's do this together. You can get brand loyalty all day, or when you don't have brand loyalty, rather, you can have personal loyalty. But you're going to have to convince me now, because if I'm going to ask them to fight for me, then I need to know that it's a cause I believe in. So you need to sell one person. And that, John, you were always that person in that group.
Yep.
Where sell it to John, everybody else will go with it. They're going to go with it anyways. They'll just complain less.
Right.
If they understand that he's on board. Yeah. That's what happens when you have someone with an IQ above 100 in your fucking unit, that you're going to have to actually treat them like they're a human.
Right.
And they have the capacity to say yes, no, maybe so.
I'll never forget one of my supervisors during days came up to me like, "Hey, do you know whatever you say really affects the rest of the group?" And I turned to her and I go, don't you think that means you should pay me that way then? And she was like, well, we really want you to, to buy in. I said, not my job. Not my job to make everybody else buy in on your team. That's not my job.
Right.
Especially if you're not even getting me to buy in.
Right.
How the hell am I
Put in
going to
the
lie to
effort.
my peers?
Right.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to my peers. But yeah. And that person was supposed to be at the baby shower I went to on Sunday for one of my kids that I coached in football. He's 24 and he's having his first kid. So my son and I went to the baby shower. And I looked on the list of who's going to be there, and that person was supposed to be there. Her first name starts with a V. Well, I could actually say the first name, Veronica.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So she was supposed to be there because I looked at all the ones that RSVP. She didn't show, but I was like, holy shit, that's going to be interesting.
Veronica with a G, right? Veronica
Yep.
G? Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that person.
But yeah, she came up to me. He's like, yeah, we really want you to get everybody else to buy in. Then you need to pay me that way because you're not paying me as a supervisor.
Right. Aren't you a team lead, a supervisor? Like,
yeah.
You be motivating somebody?
Yeah, aren't you supposed to be doing that?
Yeah.
Well,
if I'm that important to the organization, then reimburse me. Yeah.
Correct. Or, at least, like you said, at least treat me that way then. Even if you're not going to pay me that way, treat me like that. Take me aside and go, hey, John, what we're rolling out right now is super important. This is why it's important. This is what we're expecting. Hey, can you, do you have any questions on this? What do I need to talk to you about to get you to buy in on this?
That's why when we had tech bulletins or, change controls or whatever, I'd read through it and I'm like, okay, I get it. And then I'd be like, hey, John, can you handle this huddle for me? Read this and tell me if you have any questions.
Right.
What about this and this? Here's the thought process behind it.
Right.
Okay, I can see that.
And once I'm on, I'm like, I may not agree with it. It doesn't matter if I agree with it.
Well,
but
that's the best. If you're like, this is stupid, I'm like, yes, I agree. We need to do it though. So let's figure out how we get behind it. You're like, but this is dumb. I'm like, dude, I hate it more than you. Like, fuck this bullshit. And you're like, hold on, Jeff. I would get mad. I'm like, I was just in the office being like, you guys are fucking stupid. I fought the fight. They want me gone. He's like, relax. We got this. We could do this. I'm like, really? Are you sure? He would walk me off the cliff. I'd be like, fuck this bullshit. I'm not even going to attend the huddle. You do it. I'm leaving. He's like, Jeff's upset today. Okay. So anyways, guys, there's a change.
Here, have a potato chip.
There's a change about to happen. It's going to seem crazy, but don't worry about him. He's screaming in the corner. It's fine. We got this.
He's starting to cut himself.
Jeff, are you? I don't know. John's doing it. Oh, that'll be fine then. Yeah. Fuck you guys. Stupid. I was always a pain in everybody's ass because I can't help it. I wear my emotion on my sleeve. I can't help but be honest, even if it's hurtful.
Ditto.
It happens. So to me, that was the irony of us having conflict was, again, I made an assumption here. We were here. We had to work that out. I get the conflict. I've had it my whole life because I walk into a situation and I'm like, okay, I already understand what the bullshit's going on here. Now what do you have to say about it? Go.
Right.
And then somehow they're like, man, we love him. He's charismatic. People just like, yeah. And I'm like, it seems dangerous because I'd come in and like poke holes in your logic and I'd be like, oh, that seems stupid. Well, that seems stupid. That's a lie.
Right.
And here's how I know.
That's the worst one, was the lie.
I'm not telling lies. No, I don't. No, I'm not lying. So fuck you guys. So fix it. Yeah, Jeff. It went well for many years until the company was like, everyone has to be the same.
Yep.
There's no more individuality. There's no more personality. There's no more, unique way of looking at things. We don't want your input.
Yep.
And then I was like, okay, well, I don't like it anymore. Lyndon, I think I'll get a hold of him. We'll see if he's going to come on. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday. We'll see. I'll figure it out between these two boys. We got the guy who was a Christian who is questioning his place in the universe. Perfect. We got the guy who reached out to me after a year and a half probably. hadn't talked to him, and he said, "Hey, remember me?" I said, "Of course." Hey, how are you? I'm doing pretty well, actually. I have this new, high-powered like sales job. He goes, but there's some things that kind of like some feed your point of view on. How do you deal with the intense fluctuating emotions that come with this type of work? I was like, that's great. He's like, and then he offered. I didn't realize he followed. He said, if you want to have a phone conversation, like John would say, or do it on your podcast, I would love your point of view on how do you manage that huge emotional swings when it comes to sales. I'm like, perfect. I'm an expert at that. That's awesome. I said, you really want to do it on the show? I haven't talked to you literally since I wrote him the note. Then he quit the next week and left. He's like, yeah, I think it would be great. I'm like, me too. I think it'd be beneficial. And then I have one more feel out actually for he's now no longer a young man, I guess, because this was 22 years ago. Jesus. His name was Justin. Justin was my very first success that I had teaching somebody how to manage and understand the sales process. He was in the class that was literally like maybe a month, 2 months behind mine, and I was already running his team by the time he got out of class. And he was like, you were in the class next to me. How are you already in charge? I'm like, I'm crazy. Like, here I am. I'm in charge of you, and you're in the class down the row. And he was ready to quit, and he was like, I can't figure it out. I can't get an A call. I can't get nothing's right, ever. I can't figure it out. And this is early. I started in 99. This was maybe March, April of 2000, and I was brand new to the job, and so was he. And the company had just figured out that you wanted to delight your customers. That's when this first came out, 22 years ago.
That was before the Perfect 10.
The Perfect 10, and the Net Promoter Score that came after that. It was delight. You want to delight. And I remember our manager came back from Washington D.C. and she has clown shoes, a boombox. This is a person who was known to be just a psycho bitch manager, right? She's wearing like clown shoes, a boombox, and she's throwing confetti, and she's honking a horn because her part of her job was to come back and instill the concept of delight to her sales or to her service department. Clown shoes, a horn, and confetti. That's what delight meant to her. We're just watching her going around throwing confetti. Delight, delight. I'm like, you're going to get fired if you don't teach us delight, and this is how you're going to do it. Delight your customers. That's how the idea was introduced to us. So Justin was getting failed for not delighting his customers. He goes, I don't know what to do. I need to quit. He was a child actor. He was in commercials. We could probably go through his reel. He looks like Harry Potter. And he's like, this is my first real job. I've been an actor since I was like 4. He was. I'm like, no shit. He did commercials and whatnot. He's like, this is my first real job. I don't want to lose it, but I'm going to have to quit because I don't know what the hell delight means. I don't know how to delight a customer. Like, I need something specific. So, me being me, I went home. I thought about it until I crafted a way to teach him behaviors. You do these things, you build it, they will come. This is when quality analytics was brand new as an idea in call centers, when people were actually evaluating, give you grades on calls. Even though they were grading, there wasn't a specific, like, them giving you a grade and your behaviors were not correlated specifically. It was how that person felt it went. Right. Very subjective. Yeah. So I created an objective based on my understanding of what they were scoring, even though there was nothing there, and I made a roadmap. And then, well, it went company-wide, and apparently I revolutionized something back then. So, but he was my guy. I said, I got this for you. I think I still have some original copies. And I think he does too. I said, I got this for you. I just want you to be successful. Here's what you need to do on your calls to have success. And he was like, oh, that makes sense. It was the first time anyone had seen that, like 22 years ago. And he was like, thank you. You saved my job. I said, I got you. So I think I might be able to get him. And then we would say definitely the last person I did that with, because he wasn't even mine. I stopped doing that a while ago. I think that might be cool. And then in the middle, my guy. Have the bookends, and then John saying, "This bullshit," throughout the whole thing.
It's funny, the more you talk about all of it, it makes me realize if I was to go over it again and be a trainer, I think that the first thing I would think of is, because I just kept thinking about, okay, low AHT, low call work, A calls, make sure I'm asking for the sale, make sure, instead of worrying about everything all at once, tackle one thing at a time, and the other things will drop in. They will automatic. Because I remember when I started in service, they were like, oh, your AHT is too high. Well, I'm making a connection with the customer.
Right.
Okay,
Average
but there's
handling time for you.
Right. There's a way to do it. And by the time I was done with service, I had the lowest AHT on the floor, took the most calls every day. And my supervisor came up to me and said, hey, we need you to do more.
You need more.
And
You're at what, 270 and like 300, 360?
I was under 300 overall on everything.
Yeah, and 600 was good. Or 3, 5. Yeah, I can do it. 300.
Yeah.
Was
So, what is it? Call time and hold time or whatever.
call,
right?
call, work, hold, and talk.
Yeah. So everything was under 300, and I was like, well, a 5 is 320. I'm under 3. I was like 278, 280. I mean, and it was all the time, taking 73 to 76 calls a day, which was a 5. All these are the top rating, and I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm getting nothing but A calls.
You need more than perfect.
I'm like, so are you going to pay me more? And they were like, no. I said, okay, hold on 1 second for me, okay? Okay. And I walked into a Nunziato's office and said, hey, do you have an opening in sales? I'm like, do you have an opening in sales? Because I need to get the fuck out of there, because they're asking me to do more, and I'm already doing more than everybody else. And being a team leader, even though that's not my position, getting people to buy in, I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm like, I can't do that. I can't do more. But I remember that once you got one thing down, other things started to fall into place. And if you didn't sweat about all of it at once, it probably would have happened quicker. Mm-hmm. And I think we try to look at the big picture too much and not what that first domino has to be to drop, right? Once you get that first domino to drop, then the other things become easier. And it kept making me think, God, I would have been so much better faster if I didn't sweat it. But they make you sweat all of it.
Well, the problem is that you have frontline managers who don't understand what it is, the metrics they're looking at, and then they have a middle manager who is reviewing metrics to talk about people behavior. So now your people become numbers, and as soon as your people become numbers and you try and coach people on a number, you're fucked, because it's not about the number. And that was another thing that I took with my own self-discovery in 2000. That I was like, guys, it's about behavior. So what behavior are you asking them to do? If you can't define a behavior, then you're fucked. And to define a behavior, you need to understand the outcome that you're looking for, and the steps that they have to take to get there. So you have to know the words. What are the actions? You can't just say delight, or you can't just say perfect, or you can't just say promoter. That doesn't mean anything. What are the words that make up the behavior that then will drive the intent that then creates the outcome? I'm like, you have to make it something they can digest. You can't tell them they're a number. Here's your number. I want it to be better. I don't know what the fuck that means. Nobody does.
Right.
Imagine it in your personal relationships with your spouse, with your partner, with your whoever. If you're like, hey, baby, was it good for you? Well, first off, if you have to ask, it wasn't. Rebecca always tells me, it's just our long-standing joke. She's like, better luck next time.
Well, sweetheart, it's a race. And if you don't get there,
I know how to come.
I'm like, I'm going to get there.
She could beat me. That's impressive. She could beat me to it. I'm like, that's bullshit. I'm not used to losing. I'm like, really? Show off? Fuck. Will you marry me?
Oh, Lord.
It
is 1:05, my son.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
it is. My second prime time.
Oh, savage. I have meetings tomorrow, so I have to be somewhat functional.
Yeah, I have to recreate the wheel and then do it more efficiently than Elon Musk did. So that's cool. And they're gonna pay me half as much as anybody else would do it.
Nice.
Yeah. What are the behaviors that change the outcome? Oh, apply. Okay.
So yeah, let me know about Thursday because, like I said, 10:30 is a pretty
we're gonna go to the bar. We're gonna play trivia. We're gonna lose.
We're gonna lose.
We're gonna be number 6 out of 18. That's fine.
I would be all right with 6 out of 18. That's top third. That's all right. That's not that terrible. Plus, they have decent beverages, and yeah. And Nicole will be there. So Nicole's my bud.
What's up, Nicole?
She's not on right now. At least I didn't see her on.
That's fine. Video on demand. Tell her I give her a shout out during.
I will.
Tell her a shout out during it. She'll have no idea it's at 105. What's up, girl? What's up?
What up, girl?
What's up? Shout out to who? Timmy.
Fox. And especially
Rebecca Becky.
Roger.
Roger Dodger. That was good.
My cunt.
And Angela Bassett.
It was outstanding.
That is how my life works. I have a reason to connect with somebody, and I'm like, hey, you want to connect more? Seems fun. Why not?
Do you want to play?
Do you want to come on my show? I don't know, sir. I have to get permission. No, you don't, Ron Jeremy. No, you don't.
Ron Jeremy.
There's my mom in the background. How do you know him? How do you know?
I watch a lot of porn, Mom. A lot of porn, especially from the 70s and 80s. Oh, you meant him. I thought you meant Ron Jeremy.
Gotcha. He was an English teacher. And he's like, no, I have a big hog. Yeah. They're like, well, do you have a fat belly and a horrible fucking Geoffrey and a mustache? Yes, I do. You want to be
You're
famous?
hired.
You're in it.
You're in it. All right, dude. Let me know.
I will.
I will give you.
You always say to invite you on days that you're not scheduled. So
yeah, let me know when you do that too. Today. Always send me the link because if you go on a little bit earlier than I usually can go.
Right.
But I will. I think the last time you sent me a link, I said, "Are you guys still on?" And you said yes, and I popped on.
Absolutely.
So. All right, dude. Have a good night.
Have a good night, my friend. Be well.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Look at this. Look at this camera. It's so not high def. It's so red def. I look like I have a tan when I don't. That's nice. So, yeah, if you haven't checked it out, go over to theshelfhelpshow.com. There are some blogs, some posts, some things, some resources that you can use. If you have ideas, drop the ideas to me. Let me know. Daddy at theshelfhelpshow.com. I was talking to my oldest daughter, Kelsey. She's 29. I said, sweetheart, what do you look at every day that you have to look at social media? What are you looking for? She goes, I like funny stories, just quick funny blurbs. Memes? Because memes are fine, but I don't want reels, not necessarily memes, but just something in between just to make my day better. I said, sweet. Start tagging me on those things. Give me an idea of what you're looking for. What's the content you're looking for? Here's the amazing thing about even Wix, the domain and the company that I'm using. is they have a social media group on this chat that you can have an app. You can get involved in the community. We can make the community what we want it to be. That's my dream, is have a place where sometimes you gotta go where everybody knows your name and they're always glad you came. I'm gonna be like Lex. Here's no Lex Friedman. He's a professor, MIT. Used to go on the Joe Rogan show, and then he started his own podcast. He always starts with a list of things he's going to do, and then ends with some sort of quote. I kind of like that. I kind of like the bookend of that. So, I'm going to leave you with this. Missy, you know that thing that I say. I'm going to say that at the end. But these are the lyrics. The song is by Gary Portnoy and Judy Hart Angelo. It is the Cheers theme, original demo. Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? All those nights when you've got no lights, the check is in the mail, and your little angel hung the cat up by its tail. And your third fiance didn't show. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name and they're always glad you came. You want to be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You want to be where everybody knows your name. That's good enough, right? This Self-Help Show. Remember, love one another and love yourself. 4 hours in. Crazy. Have a good night. Sometimes you gotta go where everybody knows your name and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. Dun 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 dun.